youngins in the alley, midnight hours, looking for something sweet, not sour. Gripping it tight to keep it in as a goal. Shadow stretching almost at as wide as his hole. Heat grapes in the alley, it's sweeter in the dark. Big black fellas all huddled in the park. Sturgis steps in, clutching their bone. Whispers in the ears, let's be alone. Eggplant in his hands, heavy, he's a fruit. Nasty street legend, his tail start to root. Big black fellas, hairy and short, they won't hide. Sturgis, bringing his grip and put you inside. Echoes in the alley, screams and moans. Folks be talking about Sturgis and getting blown. Deep grapes in the alley, it's sweeter in the dark. Big black fellas all huddled in the park. Sturgis steps in, clutching their bone. Whispers in the ears, let's be alone. Echoes in the alley, screams and moans. Folks be talking about Sturgis and getting blown. Heat grapes in the alley, it's sweeter in the dark. Big black fellas all huddled in the park. Sturgis steps in, clutching their bone. Whispers in the ears, let's be alone.
Rally hero, strong and true. In a world of darkness, he breaks through. Fighting villains night and day, spreading hope along his way. In the clip of verse he's known, with comic tales that brightly shone. Legends of his bravery inspire us to live more free. Hallelujah, Riley's here, bringing light and casting fear. With his strength and endless might, he'll protect us through the night. Storylines and battle scars, fighting evil near and far. Pages turn and we believe in the power to achieve. From the shadows he'll rise, in his suit he never lies. Truth and justice is the creed, Riley hero sets us free. Hallelujah, Riley's here, bringing light and casting fear. With his strength and endless might, he'll protect us through the night. From the shadows he'll arise, in his suit he never lies. Truth and justice is the creed, Riley hero sets us free. Hallelujah, Riley's here, bringing light and casting fear. With his strength and endless might, he'll protect us through the night.
Heroes in the pages, shadows in the dark, drawing lines in battle, scribbled on the heart. Unseen warriors fighting ink and rage. Comic books ignite us, breaking out the cage. pushing past the boundaries where truths intertwine. In the ink and madness, legends forge the fate, creating worlds defiant to comics fate. Pages torn and burning, controversies reign on the verge of revolution, on the stance of pain. Between the flames of stories, a subversive fight, drawing swords with pencils in the darkest night. Hail comics, K, lift your voices high for the untamed visions, never let them die. Hail comics, K, rise against the tide. In this war of creation, we won't divide. Hail comics, K, raise your pens and scream. In this world of chaos, we live the dream. Hail comics, K, never back down. In the fiery sketches, we will not drown. Underground.
What's up, meatbags? It is the chosen one of CG, the Chicano Stan Lee, here once again for a Frogman Friday. We're going to be talking about our upcoming comic book that we're still working on. Maybe some other things, who knows? But I am joined by the Wizard of Wordplay, na Wizard. What's up, Wizard?
Another day, another Frogman Friday.
I don't think that works. Another day, another Friday. It's not like it's Frogman Friday every day.
Well, listen, I had to. It could be Frogman Friday every day if you would have, retired like you said you would.
It's Frogman Friday in my heart every day. Every day is a Frogman Friday. Man, I got nothing, guys. I really say this a lot, right? I come on here and I'll go, hey, I got nothing, and I play this, this character where I'm like, oh man, we're fiddling to see what we got to get, and we pretend like we have nothing, and we're scrambling, and it's all funny, and everyone laughs, and it's a hoot. This is not a joke this time. Legitimately, I have nothing. No one has sent us any fan art this week. We got no updated pages. Finbar is still dead. The worms are eating his body. I had to explain to somebody a couple weeks ago. People were sending me DMs and messages, and they were like, my condolences. So sorry to hear about Finbar. Is there anything we can do in this time of, like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, yeah, well, we heard Finbar, he passed away. Whoa.
Yeah, but we don't care about him that much. Like, sure, he's dead, but like, we're not sad about it.
Yeah, I had to explain. I was like, no. He's not dead. He's just dead to me, right? It's a big difference.
No, he is in fact. Well, then who'd be Barry?
Don't ask that question, Wizard. Don't ask.
Who's in his tomb?
Yeah, rip. Salute. I'm beyond devastated. Yeah, Summer Swan too was like, tell me this is not true. Tell me it's not true. But no, Finbar should be back, and we'll have updates and things going on then. But really, we're just kind of in a stalling pattern, as it were, right? Waiting on some pages to get updated. TJ, who had a simple job. I love TJ. TJ's my guy. He's fantastic. The greatest Carpathian I know. But he had a simple job, and then he took that job and he overcomplicated it so much, adding so many extra details, so many extra things. I was like, TJ, just keep it simple. It's a nice.
That was the vodka talking.
Man, he's putting so much. If you look at the original, like just the pyramid picture, right? The original one we showed, and if I show you the current version, oh man, it is so far apart. It is ridiculous, crazy. So, hopefully he gets back on track. As for me, obviously, I'm just writing. But like the title of the video, right? Building a universe one character at a time. I keep having to bring myself back, right? Because I love all the characters. I love the secondary characters, the supporting characters, the villains, and I'm coming up with backstories and side stories and other comics, and because I'm waiting for these guys to get the art done, right? And instead of just twiddling my thumbs, I'm trying to create a universe, create things to go along with it, supplementary materials, and I keep having to bring myself back around and go, no, focus on the Frogman. Don't worry about Jersey Blue. He's coming along nicely. His stuff is done. Put him on hold. Worry about Frogman. Don't worry about Gar. I know Chris Bacon. He keeps hitting me up. He says he wants that black Shogun of Harlem.
That black guy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But we're gonna get done. And if anything, I think what month are we in? July? Right?
Yes.
I think by September, if by September Finbar isn't back and we're not cranking things out and we're not more or less on the road to finalization, I think we're gonna have to start releasing, I guess, just sort of like lore bits, story. I'm gonna have to do the B.A. Turner route and just write like a 600-page novel for you guys without any art. Something to keep this going, because I feel like we're running out of steam, right? We're going real nice and strong, coming out, characters, this, that, and the other, and now it's just kind of like nothing left in the tank to talk about. What do you think, Wizard? You're the expert on characters.
Well, I'm the expert. I have nothing to talk about, but yeah, as a writer, yeah, I mean, like, I know with me, it's making characters. I'm also kind of it comes in waves where I'm like, yeah, I'll make characters, but I'm like, well, I should really get back to writing out all my stuff. Like, I haven't done that, and I just kind of, twiddle around for a bit. I'm like, well, I should really just go back to doing that. But then I'm like, oh, what if I had a hero that's like this? And then, yeah. And my books ain't going to be seen by nobody. So it's like, well, I'm wasting my time,
Toy Fanboy says, I just want my Frogman Shungite crossover. Wow. First off, Wizard, how long have we been streaming together?
Me and you. I don't know when I joined full time. It's when Finbar left.
Just give me like an approximation. How long would you say you've been streaming with
4 or 5 months?
4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months, guys. And he still hasn't figured out if I cough and then I drink that he should probably fill that dead air. 4 or 5 months. Hasn't made that connection yet. We'll get there. One day, Wizard.
I could just leave right now, and you could just do it
all
by yourself, and you can have all the dead air that you want.
But that's the thing. The whole point of having two people is at least to lower the amount
it's hard to tell when it's just more of like I'm gonna do this for a second, or it's gonna be like a whole big thing, and I gotta pop in. Like, what do you want me to do?
Air on the side of caution.
And Rich yells at me for talking over everybody.
Rich ain't here. Rich hasn't been here in a while. He's been scared.
He'll pop in, because you know what happens.
I don't know, but John Wong says, "Can I help? I have free time." Definitely, that would be appreciated. But I don't want to. What's the word I'm looking here for? Like, I don't want to burden anyone, and I definitely don't want to steal any thunder away from Finbar for drawing. But I might have some things, maybe some. Like, not supplementary material, but just like, hey, this is like a cool picture that we like a promo art type thing. So yeah, maybe I'll I'll hit you up on that, John. Do some like promo art stuff.
But no, I was saying that Rich isn't here, but since we said his name,
Say his name and he appears.
I don't think it's going to work. What's up, Jimmy Reyes? Hola.
oh, we got the wrong one.
Yeah. wrong. But we love Jimmy. Jimmy's great.
People
he was
mad at
doing
me
some
that I was
fire.
detracted Chris Bacon.
You were detracting Chris Bacon. What?
Yeah, Sandman mentioned it. So, Chris said something that was wrong, and I kept trying to tell him that he was wrong. And then he had to tweet about it publicly and tag the guy who could prove that it was wrong. And that guy saw it and then, screenshotted it. And I'm in that screenshot basically telling Chris he's wrong.
Codebreaker believes in Joe Hendry.
Good. Everyone should.
Everyone should. Summer Swan has it marked down. He knows exactly when Finbar left. Hasn't been the same since.
The show's got darker. Sad.
Samurai says, I'm not mad about it, Wizard. I applaud it.
Yeah, Samurai was happy that I detracted Chris Bacon.
Someone suggested maybe turn this into a stealth detractor cast. We just
still
might.
No content for that. Like, there's still no.
No, we got some renowned zeros. We got some Sturgis content.
I was like, Katie clipped what we already watched, so it was like the shot all those down the drain.
I mean, Sturgis has a bunch of videos that have under 600 views. Oh man, this one actually crossed over 600. Ooh, look at that. We could watch his lowest rated videos, right? Any video that hasn't hit 500, we could watch and laugh at it. That'd always be fun. I mean, he was coping and seething on X.
Renowned is Renowned is my friend, and he just doesn't know it yet. We're gonna be friends. Yeah. I changed my
MIA.
I changed my Twitter picture because he told me that I couldn't have his parody one anymore. So
did you? Is that why you changed it? Oh
yeah.
So Finbar been MIA and Sturgis keep streams alive. Yeah. I also have a really bad headache. I ate some pozole today, hoping to get over last night's debauchery. Shout out to Zombie Boy dropping that big red boy down at the beginning and just killing me. I don't remember much of last night. I think I was a little sleepy, possibly agitated.
I think you said and tried things that you didn't mean, and and I forgive you. I forgive you, Tony.
Was it butt stuff?
I mean, it was asshole stuff, I will say.
Oh, me and Wizard kissed. You missed it, says the guy who likes Heelys. Damn. Summer Swan says, to be fair, when people can see each other, there are body language clues to show when one person is done talking. Yeah, that is a huge issue. Without
also, like the microphone I use, the Blue Yeti has a mute button. So like when you want to talk, you just mute, and then no time is lost, really.
Yeah, I'm like Sturgis. I don't buy the most expensive, easily breakable things. I just go ahead.
I mean, this was like $50.
I have a cheap $10 toner microphone from China. Okay.
Leighton offered to send you a new one for free.
He did. I know someone did, and I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And then he never followed up on it.
You gotta remind him. It's like you.
Two people have offered to send me. I think someone offered me like a Blue Yeti once, or a one of those ball mics. I was like, "Yeah," and then never heard from him again. I was like, "Oh, fantastic." So yeah, what was it? We got nothing. We could show off some old art, I guess. Should we do that?
Let's just go back through. I wanted to make a supercut of every single you getting the idea and then saying the idea and then showing the first have a whole Frogman timeline. That'd take way too long.
I still like this picture that TJ made for us. Our mammoth in the Gar universe.
The Yaira mammoth.
The Yaira mammoth. So I was thinking, speaking of Gar, this is a good segue, I guess. So here's what I was thinking, see if you agree with this. I was thinking that the Gar, because we want the Awesome Amphibian Adventures to be an all ages book, right? And Gar lends itself to be more of a
Sure.
upper teen, right? Like almost a teen plus type book, just from the violence and you know the blood and stuff. So I was thinking we do a thing, right? Where so the Gar that you read in Awesome Amphibian Adventures is the same Gar that Freddie Foster, the Frogman, reads, right? It'll be like they'll pick up a book and be like, "Hey, have you seen the latest Gar the Caveman comic?" And then like one of the guys will be like, I haven't liked Gar since they changed it into that kitty stuff and they put it in the newspaper, right? Like so, Caveman Gar would be the version that's in the newspaper, like the kitty version, like the dumbed down type thing, and then like the comic book Gar of Pangea would be like the original version, like from like the quote unquote like 70s or whatever that they had read as kids, and then got changed. Kind of like how like Conan's like really like crazy, and then they made that like Conan cartoon that was like all kitty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of something like that.
Yeah, featuring Evilac in Conan the Adventurer.
Who?
Evilac.
What character was? I don't remember that character.
No, he was Evilac. He's the best. It's an inside joke from YouTubers that we don't that aren't part of us.
Now you have to explain
someone out there will appreciate the joke.
They added Evilac to Conan Exiles.
No, if you just Google Evilac.
I did. I just Googled Evilac.
He's from the episode he's from the episode The Book of Skelos. Book of Skelos.
Is it like the giant like spider crab thing?
Yeah, he's a spider crab. Yeah.
I do love that Conan cartoon though, because it's like in the first couple episodes, like Conan's sword is magical. It's made out of this magical star metal that no one else has. And then by the end of the thing, like everybody has like a star metal weapon. Like, wow, they're just handing this shit out like candy. The horse has like fucking hooves made out of the metal. It's crazy. What made no sense to me is, so he has like a grappling hook, right? Made out of that special metal. And they changed that, you know, they melted down and put it into hooves, right? And I was just like, why didn't he just make like an armor out of it, right? Mm-hmm. A really thin armor, and then he could just touch people and they would just turn into snakes and die. Right? Uh-oh. Sandman says, Sturgis posted that he apparently now has Eric July level of haters because Chris is using $5 membership tiers to watch his streams.
Yeah.
Conan hates armor. This is true. But yeah, so we got this Yaira mammoth, the Yaira colored one. This would be like a mammoth from the north, from the colder region. Then we have like a fire version. I don't know which one I like better.
I need to see it with the elements like on it, right? Like if you know if the ice one is just used to the climate, or does it have ice related powers, or you know?
No, I think it's just like climate. I don't think it's
okay. Well, then the red one might need like some charring on the tusks.
Ooh, you hear that? Don't say that. Then fucking TJ will spend like 3 hours.
Delayed the page a whole other month. Just delayed the book a whole month by doing that.
As it goes on a side mission.
And then the blue one needs like frosting or something like that.
Oh my god.
That's another month.
You just delayed the book indefinitely. But I do like these. I like the little chunks missing, the battle damage. Mm-hmm. Battle damage. I think this has really good toy potential, right? I hate thinking like that, but I was like, man, this would be like a cool little like mammoth toy. And I think this speaks to our philosophy, right? Our overall ethics, our credos, our creed, if you will. You know, what it is we just want to have fun. We're looking to have fun. We're not looking necessarily to be scientifically accurate. So a four-tusked mammoth with horns and these bony structures coming out of it, and the tusk having tucks come out of it, right? Now, obviously, I don't think this is scientifically accurate. I don't think any animal has teeth that grow out of its mouth that also have more teeth almost growing out of it, right? But I think it looks badass. It looks cool as fuck. So we're going with rule of cool, right? I don't even know what this is. Is this like a bony structure coming out of its back? Is this just fur that just looks like that? Only TJ knows. And TJ's not telling. What else? What else we got? Of course, yeah, we got the picture of Gar. Gar himself. Modeled after an anime character by the name of Yujiro Hanma. Which is funny because there is a caveman in Baki the Grappler that he could have obviously modeled it after, but he modeled it after the main character's father, which is weird. Y'all ain't got nothing. Damn, they caught us there.
Yeah, Sandman's pretty mad we're not detracting.
We'll get to it. We're gonna detractor cast. No, you're trying to get like a chant going. Have you ever tried to get like a slow clap going in real life?
No, I've never been around a large gathering of people and felt brave enough to do anything.
Hey Tony, if we get you to 500, do we get a chicken party? Like, what's a chicken party? You know, if we get to 500, then we turn off ads for the rest of the week. So the faster we get to 500, the faster the ads come down. Because I figure I got to make some money some way, right? I'm going to be a real grifter. I'm going to be a real grifter. I got to make money somewhere. So he isn't black or lesbian enough. I knew I forgot something.
And cut that red hair out, make him black.
But yeah, so as you can see, nice caveman, nice little leopard skin pelt, I guess you would call it. Mm-hmm. I do love this, like almost like a wrestling belt. It's almost like a championship belt. He's the caveman champion. And of course, this axe with the special material, this is the star metal of our universe, right? So in Gar's world, there's this magical, mystical, almost crazy orange stuff. I don't want to call it metal. I don't want to call it stone. We're just going to call it stuff. It'll make more sense later on. But if I tell you what it is, I don't want to give it away, and I don't want to lie. I'm in a weird position where I don't want to tell you what it's made out of. But I don't want to lie to you, right? I don't want to be like, oh, it's a metal, because it's not a metal.
Is it something we would have a concept of, or is it something that's
yeah, you would know 100%. You would know what it is. That's why I can't tell you. It is part of the intrigue. But this material here, it is the strongest material in Gar's world. So his axe can cut through just about everything. Bone, flesh, scales, rocks. So he has an advantage. Not only is he super strong, but also he has that special axe. It's almost like that King Kong axe, but not quite. So what do you think, Wiz? Is it something Larry could sleep under? Any more on Eric July 18th? Yeah, we'll probably get to some Eric stuff in a little bit. Orange,
I was saying my red-headed Viking guy with an axe that can go through everything can totally beat up your red-headed caveman guy with an axe that can cut through anything. I'm just saying.
It's orichalcum. What the hell is orichalcum? I feel like I've heard this.
It's like a crystalline.
It's a metal mentioned in several ancient writings, including the story of Atlantis in the Critias of Plato.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a golden yellow metal used in coins resembling gold. I think it might be one of those fake metals, like it's not real. Something mentioned. But no, that's not what it is.
It's used in fiction and stuff. You know.
Yeah. Oh, wizard art is dog water, bruh.
Yeah, it's 100% true.
TJ Laser
No,
over wizard, bruh.
Renowned sort of likes my art too, by the way.
What?
Even though he hated it, but no, because he said that I should draw a wizard holding like gold bling that says wordplay as my Twitter profile. So obviously he thinks that it's good enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like a big. I can't believe you and Sturgis, of all betrayals.
It was meant to be. We're both losers.
And of course, this here is Gar's woman. I think her breasts aren't big enough. We might have to fix that.
Her wrist is also broken.
Yeah, her wrist is broken. Obviously, TJ's gonna have to work.
It's just my reference pictures are bad too. Like just for the idea of it. So don't feel bad, TJ, that you suck.
He spent an inordinate amount of time on the feet. This is not Jim Lee, gentlemen. TJ Laser is very particular about drawing his feet. I don't know
Also, a little
why.
bit of a cankle.
So, a little bit. Both of them have a little bit of a kink. Got to work on that. Not as bad as Matt Barr's Ninja Turtle ankle, right? But we're getting there. We're approaching Matt Barr levels of ankle. Then of course we got some more Gar stuff here. Hold on, I'm just going through the old art room. A lot of the stuff is missing because dead Finbar.
Mm-hmm. His account seized by MI6.
Is that what it is? Of course, we got Gar here fighting some sort of T-Rex type creature.
One that was inspired by my art.
By your art? That doesn't sound.
Yeah, this one was inspired by me, remember?
I don't remember that. I don't have that reference image here. No reference image. Think you
Not
lying.
a reference image. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Sounds like you're trying to take credit for. I think maybe you were inspired by TJ's art. I think that's what it is.
I don't think so. See, TJ says it's no. I was gonna say that's the girl he's talking about. Gar is Rainbow the Brute, bruh. Yeah, it is true. He did just kind of rip it off.
I did just kind of. As you can see, the axe is a little bit different. I think I like this version of the axe better.
The jagged, broken.
Which jagged, broken. Because it'll make more sense when you find out what it is. Also, I don't know why this T-Rex has this perfectly spaced spot here. No
the foot. See now, in my interpretation of it, Gar had kicked the tooth out or chopped it out or whatever to give himself the spot that he could push onto.
Also, I don't know what this is, TJ. What did you do here?
As a heart. Like that's like like sometimes when you do the fill bucket, it leaves out that space. You got to do it twice. So that's kind of what it looks like.
Damn you, TJ! Screwing everything up, making us look bad.
It's like we can't detract Eric, so we detract ourselves. We just
on Rippaverse on the day after Rippaverse, no less.
Also, it's just Friday. It's Frogman Friday. Yeah, so it's just we've never looked at these with like fresh eyes and we were like, that's not right. DJ's like in Carpathia, like yelling at his phone.
I like the beak. It's kind of like a toucan slash cassowary slash T-Rex. The feathers need some work.
Squawk.
Obviously. I don't like how the feathers are. Thank you. You got to work on your feathers, TJ.
Got a super chat.
What does it say? Stop being boring and do something interesting?
Probably.
Hi, Tony. Sorry I missed yesterday's stream. Saw you had a big dono followed by someone mentioning me. Don't worry, I'll be there next week. Well, thank you, always, DTF. We were just shocked not to see you. Yeah, we had a huge fucking dono. We had $100 from Zombie Boy, which is great because I plan on paying Zombie Boy for some art later on. So
just launder it back.
Yeah, we're just laundering money through Google. Google's just taking 30%. That's fantastic. But thank you. And you got to avoid that TJ because I don't know about you, but I've seen TJ in real life, and
He's fat!
TJ stole Devil Dinosaur, bruh. And Fruit Loops, bruh.
He's only got 1 foot, bruh.
No, the other one's behind it.
I know, but it's
Right
just
here,
like
it's like bent. Actually, no,
nothing.
yeah, it's bent, and then you can see the. Unless that's
Yeah,
part of this.
that's his dew claw.
Yeah, it's his dew claw. I don't know. That other foot's missing.
It's like we're just gonna keep finding stuff. Never noticed.
No, I think it's back there. I think it's bent because you can see like this is darkened. His other arm.
Yeah, it should still just have like at least like 2 of the claws there.
See, what we'll do is we'll just crop the image, so
Yeah,
it's like right here.
mm-hmm.
So you just get the big head.
I could probably hit that with AI like in 2 seconds and get you a second foot in there.
Get you a second foot. I wonder what AI do you use? Because I've tried to like put images through AI and it just like either totally screws it up or just shoots back the exact same image like with like no change.
No, I can't tell you that.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I would really. Yeah. Let me send you that image. You throw it through an AI. You let me know.
just see what happens.
I want to see what happens. Yeah. Will it give it a foot, or will it like turn that one foot into like a single-footed creature? What the hell? Why can I not? You know what? You changed your fucking image.
I changed my
I keep scrolling past it. Yeah, I keep scrolling fucking past, looking for your other one.
Yeah, that renowned one was great though. I like that renowned wizard one. It was eye catching.
That was the best.
Nice. I'll miss it. I made a different one that I didn't use yet, but it's equally as eye catching. It's not renowned.
You should have just stayed with the one you had. Okay.
Well, I didn't want also people thinking I was like a renowned fan or something. Like I feel like Chris Bacon just followed me today, I think, because he thought that's what I was.
I mean, it's pretty clear that you are a renowned fan.
I mean,
every time we talk about it, you're like,
he's my fan.
I call him
now,
Sturgis,
so
and you're like, oh, it's not Sturgis, it's renowned.
I gotta respect my fans. He's a word player. Okay, he said it.
Credence says, is it an offline AI whiz?
No. I'll mess with that while you fill the dead air. Huh? I say I'll mess with this picture. All
right. Obviously, this is some concept art we got of Pop King, who has a interesting little backstory. But as you can see, he's firing off 56 cola. We're going to change this from 56K cola to just 56 cola. Get rid of the C. But 56K would be like the nickname of the company. You know, like you don't say Pepsi Cola, you don't say Coca-Cola, you say Coke, Pepsi. So 56K in that world would be that. This would be kind of like our version of RC. You know, like the a far fourth brand, but a local Midwestern favorite. Yeah. And this is the mascot who gone rogue. So we're going to give you a good look at him. He will be in the second issue. Yeah. In the second issue, he will make a brief cameo. And then in the third issue, he will have a full-fledged appearance. So that should be great. I can't wait to tell you more about that. You excited, Wizard? Or are you still working? How long does this take?
I'm both excited and still working. I've seen Pop King. I know what you're talking about.
Condiment King ripoff, bro. Everything's a ripoff. He needs more abs and more. It is supposed to. It's meant to be sort of a joke character. Even though I kind of like his backstory, the backstory I've come up with him in the. I got some interesting world building using this character, right? Using this like one-off, rampy character. We're gonna do some actually really cool world building. I think he's going to be featured in the supplemental art book with his backstory and a little write-up, which should help fill in some of the, like I said, world building and concepts. Maybe a little Easter eggs in there. But obviously his uniform is supposed to be like a straw. Got straws coming out. We kind of changed it a little in the updated. They're going to look more like a crown. I mean, this is the concept art. What else do I get to show off? What else is in there here that I can show off? Wizards character versus TJ Laser's version. Night and day. Of your barbarian
other
character,
one,
or whatever.
The Viking one that I made.
Yeah, the Viking with the leather jacket.
Well, he update. I said that it was like because I write for it being in the '60s, and so he's like the reboot we give it in the '80s. You know, when we have to get with the times and he has got to wear leather. But I will work in a way because he said he was inspired by like Viking metal, so I'll try to work in him enjoying that. He's like, oh, that'll be like I enjoy these songs or these tales and all this stuff. For TJ.
For TJ. All right. We got more Gar. Man, TJ really loves his fucking Gar. How many Gar images did you make, TJ? Jesus. As you see, we got Gar, and we got one of these wolves. Again, in our world, in our ancient caveman world, the animals are crazy. They resemble things that you might see in the real world, but twisted, a little different, almost alien, if you will. So as you can see, we got this wolf. It's a little taller than Gar. I think if Gar straightens up, the wolf might have a slight height advantage. It's hard to tell. I don't like the way he's holding the axe. Definitely should be holding the axe the other way, TJ.
Yeah, he talked about. I remember him talking about that it was a like rule of cool, but he does that a lot. He'll do just the holding the axe straight on when he has to have it like bent down more, and then you're okay. Like have some depth. But
no, I think the axe head. If the axe head was facing the other way, right, as if he's gonna swing it around. Like I don't see how he would hit like
hammer him with the blunt end, but
yeah, I don't think that would work because it's not. He's not gonna. He's not set up for an overhead, right? He's not set for like a sideways swipe.
Yeah, if he just had it more turned towards the camera, be better.
You mean like on an angle almost?
Yeah, like on an angle where it's like he's looking like he's mid chop.
TJ couldn't handle it. What's up, TJ? Couldn't handle us talking about your art, huh?
Getting it all wrong. He has to yell at it.
That was during the time when what's it called? I had nothing to do, right? We weren't working on Frogman yet, so a lot of these are, sort of, I'll say, phoned in.
That wolf is missing a foot. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
He's got 1, 2, 3, and then the one back here. I do like the stare down, though. Look at that eye contact. So how are we doing on the streets of Carpathia there, TJ? See, if I was directing this, if I was like TJ, for him to draw this, his dong would be hanging down right here. He just have two giant balls. I wouldn't even be able to show you the art because it'd just be like two balls and just a giant dong just flopping. Because he got no underwear, right? Because obviously he's a caveman. They don't have underwear, so it just flop.
I remember when I drew this and then colored it, and I was thinking, "Oh shit, it does look like the Lion King hyena." But then I ran with it. Fuck it. Let's be a reference, sure.
This is so much content for one page. Would it have story parts too? No, this is just concept art and little sketches. We're definitely going to have, like I said, a one-page Caveman Garner comic in the first 3 issues. We'll see how you like that. What is that? Zebra wolf? Something like that. I think more like a thylacine.
Yes. Yeah, you got it. I got the idea of the stripes of the thylacine.
Yeah, see, so much fun though. How is he missing a foot? It's obviously the foot is straight, so the leg is straight, so the foot is pointed down.
It's arched up.
Yeah, like that. It's like this foot, but here. I think it's too low. I think it should have started here, so you could see the foot forming. Like I could see where people would think that there's not enough room between where the floor is, right? Where the presumed. So then, like the foot would theoretically be going through the floor. So maybe pull this up a little and then start a little bit of the foot. But again, this isn't like anything more than just farting around image. Shut up, Tony. Yes, ma'am. All I know is, I'm trying to hear, I'm trying to talk, have a conversation. Nerdette comes in and she's like,
"You're my property now, brown boy."
Oh,
I don't know about these white women.
Yeah, but you like it though. You like white women talking to you like that.
Just a little. Anything else we could show off here? No, that's it. That's all
right.
the.
Good night, everybody. Oh, super chat.
Oh, a big old orange boy. Here's some money, so next week you don't have to roll ads. Also, since the caveman is a redhead, how long until he gets reimagined into being black? Never. The great thing about owning, we're never going public. I own this company 100%. It's just me. So we'll never have to worry about that. We'll never have to worry about DEI. Next Tuesday. It's going black. It's going black next Tuesday. Thank you, always DTF. And for you, what do we got?
I want Bob Dylan up on stage. Who the fuck are you?
Love that clip. Love that clip of Sturgis's dad. How's it going, Wizard? We ready? Tone Vale.
Yeah, I think that I
Did you what?
I changed. Well, I changed it slightly due to it. I was trying to get it to where the leg was in the back like arched, but it couldn't really understand it, so it went with like next to the other one. So.
See, that's why I didn't. I had to imply that the T-Rex is charging at them, right? That's why the leg had to be lifted upwards.
You would just move this one probably.
Now it's
back,
just stationary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could move this one more to the side and then have.
Well, it can just be like it's angry, it's yelling at it, and he's like,
hey, it could be. It could be able to talk.
Or, like, bend the T-Rex a little bit forward, let it, lean on them even more, I guess, so the legs would be bent a bit more. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I mean, like if this is what you're actually running with, or this is just more what you wanted to do, is different situation.
Not bad. All right, we got one more concept art here. I think it's my favorite concept art. Obviously, this is concept art for Stray. As you can see, we do have a cat woman. We're degenerates. We have a cat lady in our comic book. And if anyone is a fan of the Heathcliff cartoon, you'll notice that I had TJ model it after the what the hell's those junkyard cats?
Yeah, especially the hair.
The female, what the hell is that? I always forget. Heathcliff. What the hell was the name of those fucking cats? But I think you did a good job capturing it. If anyone's from the '80s, you'll immediately recognize. You're like, oh yeah, that's definitely.
And if you are from the '80s, then remember to get to bed early, Grandpa. And
this cat right here, this one right here with the leg warmers.
Yeah.
That's what we modeled it after. For whatever reason, this is always weird to me. Like, she's got leg warmers, but she's completely naked. Obviously, they know what clothes are because he has a bow tie, a little bolo tie.
But then again, yeah, everybody else is the same, right? Look,
Eric July with his tank top and his
the cat version of Eric July, yeah. Heathcliff is the only one not wearing anything.
He's just naked.
Yeah. Naked as the day he was born.
You're naked. Yeah.
Always DTF with the 5 says, woohoo, furry stuff. Love me some cat girls. Just don't tell Liam he has a strict no furry. Does he really?
Yes.
I didn't.
Can't say I blame him.
Script for Jersey Blue 2 gets thrown in the trash.
Oh man, yeah, man. Don't anyone tell Liam about Jersey Blue.
Yif girl.
Yeah.
That's sort of why I joined Tony and this crew, right? They like Saturday morning cartoons like I do.
And the furries. Right, and you like the furry stuff.
Well, thank you. You brought us over the line. We've just made it over the line. 503. We hit the goal for the week. And as a congratulations, we'll give you a special video of our very own 5'0", 5 foot, no inches, Sturgis.
I regret on Mod Takeover that I didn't request to see nipples. There you go. No problem. No, I got no problems here.
And also, ads have now been removed from the video. As you
in that clip, I don't think that's a charging cord into the headphones. I think he's actually using an aux cord.
Think so?
It looks like it. I can't tell. I don't know how that Xbox headset works, if that's a charging port or not. But I feel like when he's done it, it's on the other side, right? Like when we've seen the wire now, it's on his left side, but now that was his right, so that looks like an aux cord.
Let's take a look again. Yeah. I see the wire you're talking about.
I regret on Mod Takeover that I didn't request to see nipples.
I wish there was a pause. Yeah, we don't need to see that again.
You got another super chat. So we can play it again.
Chris Bacon with the 10. Sturgis, I spent more money on spilt liquor today than you made this week. Damn. Chris Bacon's out there buying the good stuff. Myself, I buy the cheapest liquor. We can't play that again, but we will show you guys how it's done. Sturgis, take it away.
You lift up, right?
Honestly, she's such a
Use
little tomboy.
this one because it's longer. And I'm like this. So you're like this inside, and the thumb like this. Not like together.
He's playing Elden Ring in that clip.
Is he?
Yeah. Just noticed that now.
So yeah, so this is Stray, as you can see. It's got 6 fingers. Done on purpose.
I wanted to troll these people with that. God damn it. What a missed opportunity.
Yeah, they didn't catch it.
They didn't catch it.
No one mentioned
6 fingers, bud. AI, bud.
Daddy Green's Pizza. That wasn't mentioned either. I'm not getting sued by Barry Gordy's estate over the Daddy Green Pizza, which is a reference to one of my favorite movies.
You had said that in the original clip of this that this was the character was a Princess Bride reference.
Yes, that too. There's a lot. Everything's a reference. You guys are gonna be like, "Oh my god, Tony he's like a walking."
He's just a hack.
Pop culture guy. He's just a hack. Everything's a reference of something.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure can get away with it. Just saying. And all
We're
these
gonna be the
weebs are
Scott
at us.
Pilgrim of comic books, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. I don't know
Pretty
if
sure
that's
what?
right.
You don't know what's right.
I mean, sure, Scott Pilgrim is a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna be the Scott Pilgrims of comic books. Transylvanian Jack sounds like a fun story. Well, too bad we're not doing anything. Mutant Cat Bud. No, it's actually not a mutant. We don't have mutants in our world. We have abnormals.
Yeah,
If you have a mutant, they'll sue you.
Summer Swan says,
Mutants
"Why is he
take
even doing that on video?" I think someone in the chat
Show
asked him if he knew how to please a woman, and he showed off his skills, bud. All right.
Listen, eventually that's gonna be like Slumdog Millionaire. It's gonna be in my head if I'm ever in that position, and I'll know. So thank you, Renowned.
Could you imagine? I want that one day when some chick's like, "Oh my god, that was so good. Where did you learn that from?" You're like, "Actually, Tony played this clip with this guy named Sturgis."
No, I wouldn't put
remembered it.
you over. I wouldn't put you over. I'd be like, no, see, my friend Renowned.
My friend Renowned. Who the fuck is
Dude,
Renowned? Hashtag who is Renowned?
Hashtag who is Renowned.
It's Sturgis.
His name is Sturgis, brah. Sturgis. All right. Speaking of Sturgis, we show the tweet. Should we show the tweet?
I mean, how much coping did he do? I mean, how much tweet?
Oh,
is
he
there?
did. He did a lot of coping. It is by far one of the worst
Cope sessions.
copes. Yeah, and it was unnecessary. It's like unnecessary cope. When I get this tweet, when I pull it up, you guys are gonna be like, wow, like there's literally, and I mean this literally no reason for him to have made this tweet, right? But he is coping so fucking hard that he had to make this tweet.
What we did to him on that live stream broke him.
Broke him. Just sad. Like, it's not a response to anybody. It's not like he's quote tweeting anyone. He's not like replying. It's just a fucking tweet. Just made a tweet. I guess he thought he had to make. Did he delete it? Tell me he didn't delete it. All right, here it is.
Hey,
Here it is.
So
Because we're going to start detracting Sturgis. So yes, stealth detractor cast. You made this tweet at 1:48 a.m., bruh. 1:48 a.m. in the morning. So broken. Now, he must have been watching our stream because we told him not to go live. Don't go live, boy. Don't go live. You go live, boy. We own you. It says, my haters don't understand that I'm not affected by the things they say. They cry and moan all day, every day about more successful individuals like myself and expect me to disappear. Lol. You're all random online. Your words are meaningless.
Then you shouldn't have written anything, Sturgis.
Yeah, this the cope here. First off, Sturgis, you are more successful at being a loser, and that's about it. You don't have a better job than me. You don't have a better life. You don't have a better family position. You don't have a better YouTube channel. You don't have a better collection of video games, better collection of comic books. You literally have nothing. You're not even taller than me. You can't even brag about your height or your weight or your build.
He lies about everything. His whole existence is a lie. It's crazy.
So, just a sad little 5'0" gnome. But again, this didn't even need to be made. At 1:48 a.m., he was so fucking pressed. Guys, he doesn't work at night. He doesn't work. Like it wasn't like, oh, he just came off of work and decided to make. Even that would be sad. It's just like 1:48 a.m., he's decided to make this tweet going, you guys don't bother me. What time did we end our stream? I feel like we ended about 12, right? So if he was watching
I
on a delay,
think it was a
right?
little earlier than 12, but
Like maybe 11 then, right? So we ended like let's say
yeah.
11:30 ish. He's watching on a delay. He's probably rewinding, getting real mad, seeing that we're making fun of his videos, seeing that we're making fun of his tweets. You guys don't bother me. 11 people like this. One bookmark. I love that. Someone bookmarked this. Art of C. Shelton says, "You successful?" Laugh. Ruby King wants to know, Sturgis, what are you successful at? Chaos Cat. Sturgis was a depreciating nickname that can be flipped to an awesome one. Your response is to cry about it.
True. That's the sad part. We've been giving him advice on what to do, and he never listens. He just does the opposite and falls flat on his face.
Is there a view post engagement? Man, look at Master Swag King. They are crazy morons. Tizo, I'm not affected by things they say. Proceeds to quote tweet about him being a brokey because he can't afford to upgrade his streaming equipment. Cries about being called Sturgis. Cries about being called fat and short and ugly. Makes videos about not crying as to what people say about him online as he read back his own post shouting at himself as he does it. But sure, not triggered. Nate from IT says, I have a wife and children and a real career. Nothing Zero says matters in the slightest. I do this to correct records and fun. Zero has nothing else. Otherwise, why defend Eric's blatant lies? It's good.
True. Why?
Black Angus, cope.
Oh, shit.
You can literally see him being affected on stream. Yeah. Go watch. I would say go watch that stream, but he put it members only. And you probably shouldn't pay him. I said, we are approaching levels of cope we never thought possible, people. Sturgis cries when called Sturgis. His stream grinds to a halt if we show up. He goes on X to cry in his safe space because he's too soft to tag anyone. Complete Sturgis defeat. 2 nights in a row, no Sturgis live stream. We've destroyed him. How do you feel about this, Wizard? Being a party to the destruction of Sturgis?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say I've been there since the beginning because I haven't been, but you know, I guess it was an inevitability.
It was inevitable that we destroyed him.
I suppose, or something got to give, right?
True. He's out there saying heinous shit about people left and right.
You know, like humbling is always good. Everyone needs it now and again.
Yeah,
he's humble. All right. Here's the other cope from Sturgis, which is fantastic. So, if you guys remember, I think I did this live. It was so funny because I did this live. I said, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it live." So I said, Lamau, you got a dead channel, bud. Sturgis gonna cope. Sturgis gonna cope. That's exactly what I said. Sturgis is gonna cope about this. And as you can see, 96 views. That video was an hour old. 47 views. That video was 3 hours old. 159 views. That video was 5 hours old. And then 170 views. 1 day old. Dark Nook says, my off-season horror crafting content gets more views. My videos haven't even been up for a day. You cope so hard because you have over 8,000 subs and can pull more views than me. It's a huge cope fest, and I'm not into it. Literally said you were going to cope about your fucking views. And what did he do, guys? Fucking coped.
He also just uploaded, or like within 3 hours, a video that's not detractor related, but it's game related, so it has the views. You would expect.
He's talking, goes, the weirdos tried to claim my channel is dead after only having my latest videos up for a few hours. He's a troll, always projecting. Projecting, bud. View post engagements. Well, What's the excuse this time? Only 2 of your last 8 videos got over 600 views. Lamau, dead channel, Sturgis. Let's take a look. So this video, 153 views from 2 weeks ago. Remember he coped? Guys, I'm not a gaming news channel. It's not a gaming news channel. This one, 192 views from a day ago. Got a little increase, I guess. 322 views from a day ago. 122 views from 22 hours ago. 587 views from 20 hours ago. 8 views, that was 12 minutes ago. What's it looking like now? What are we at? 40 views in 3 hours, guys. Fucking killing it. It's killing it. How we gonna recover from it? I'm never gonna recover from this, guys. Sturgis, his channel is thriving. My channel. Stop bullying my garden gnome. See, here's the thing, right? I don't want to bully anybody. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to talk about views and compare things. But Sturgis, that was his whole metric for success, right? That was his whole metric of why he was better than me, right? I'm better than you, bud, because I did this and I got this many views on a video, blah, blah, blah. Remember, he was like, well, I get more views every month. And then when I had more views, I go, well, see, what happened was I took off a day that month, or I went on vacation, bud. I went on vacation that month too. And that other month, I got sick, and my grandma was, she needed me to go to visit her in the hospital, bud. Every time.
I think it's because, you know what? It dawned on me just now. I think it's because all the influencers he follows are vile. He's like, following by example, right? They kind of do everything Sturgis does.
Yeah, but they're at least successful. Even if you go, oh, those guys are vile. Those guys are terrible.
They're like Sturgis, but with clout. Yeah.
Yeah. They at least have clout, right? But let's you know what? Before we watch this video, we haven't gone to Social Blade in a while, right? Sturgis has stopped using. So you notice Sturgis stopped using Social Blade, guys. You notice how we got Sturgis to stop? He used to always go, look at my videos, bud. Look at my Social Blade, bud. Look how well I'm doing, bud. And then suddenly, he just stopped. I wonder why. Let's see. He only got 60 subscribers for the last 30 days. His estimated earnings are only $7 to $116. This is ad revenue. This is not super chats and stuff, right? And he only got 28,000, almost 29,000 views for the last 30 days, which is actually up 6%. He's up 6% views. We scroll down. Man, last month, 29,000. Right now, June, 37,000. May, 29,000. He was up 51,000 here in April. He did pretty good. 38, 32, 39, 16. Remember December? That wacky Sturgis. Now Sturgis, let's take a look at him, man. Oh,
super chat.
Sturgis is inert. Diamond G for $2. Yeah. He's got no momentum. He's got no he tries. Every time he tries, we just come out and hammer him. And I told him he could make it end. Sturgis, I will give you the same fucking deal that I gave Homeless Larry. And Homeless, the deal's still there, man. The deal's still there, Homeless Larry.
All you guys gotta do is now is homeless.
Homeless, yeah. Larry's his last name.
Okay.
So Homeless, Sturgis, all you guys gotta do is real simple. Just say, please stop bullying me, Tony. That's it. You just post, make a tweet, make a video, put a comment in response to one of my videos. Just say, please stop bullying me, Tony.
Say uncle.
That's it. No, that's it. I'll just say, please stop bullying me. And I'll leave you alone. We'll be good. But he probably won't do that because
he's fat.
True.
Grim Jim says, me and others in CG were nice to Sturgis, and he just kept being an ass to us. So fuck him. Yeah.
That's what I found disgusting, honestly. Like he bought Cyberfrog, and then the way he's talking about it now. You know, the amount of disrespect he gives EBS is terrible.
Terrible. All right. Sturgis, take a look at this, baby. 68,000 video views for the last 30 days. 730 subscribers in the last 30 days. 3,000 monthly or yearly earnings. 272 estimated monthly on just ad revenue alone. Look at that. 78,000 views in June. 67,000 in May. We're going up. You notice how trending up, baby. Sturgis trending down. Man, we had a fucking May. May was a stellar fucking month. Not even gonna lie. We had 1,000 subscribers in June. We had 2,600 in May. Getting on Trash Cast. You gotta get on that Trash Cast. Be funny
month.
and entertaining. It's a good month.
Yeah.
Now, what the hell is this? Ask me anything live. Who the fuck is this?
The fuck are you?
The fuck are you? All right. And I think Playboard will show Sturgis's analytics, right? Because we really want to hammer home the point that Sturgis is a loser and no one likes him. Right?
He stinks, and I don't like him.
He stinks. He's terrible, terrible individual. All right, let me see here. I hate how Playboard is. So, all right. So this is Sturgis's Playboard analytics. As you can see, he gets about 10 subscribers a day. He gets about 1,200 views a day. No super chats. He gets so little super chats, they don't even have like a daily average. He's got 0 videos per week, which is weird because he makes a shit ton. Highest viewers, he managed to get 138 viewers once. And he got 60 average viewers on his live streams. Today's revenue, 0. Yesterday's revenue, 0. Last 7 days, $73. Total revenue, that's total, in total, guys, $590 for a $7 per chat average.
Similar channels, EBS.
No, we got Backwards Music. Young Grippa has a similar channel. The Philosopher, I don't know who some of these people are. Twitch Vids. All right. Now, let's take a look at mine. Video views, 7,000 a day. Guys, we're getting an average of 7,500 views a day. Why is my channel dead? What Sturgis is at? 1,200 views a day. 7,500 views a day. Wizard, you're the math guy of the group. Which number is bigger?
Don't put that title on me. What was that?
What number is bigger, 7,500 or 1,200?
7,500.
I think there was a while, like a few days, where we had a drought of videos. Right?
Not using PEMDIS correctly.
We weren't posting videos fast enough.
Well, there's a few days we have like we don't do a video or we don't do any streams. Like
or any
last
streams,
week, we had all those.
We had a break.
Maybe my channel was graded on a curve. His viewers are all Ripabots. That's the only videos they care about is the Ripaverse videos or the detractor. Look at me attacking Eric July's detractors. Hail all around Arbiter. Hail.
Hey.
I find kicking the crap out of Sturgis on 2K very satisfying. So our super chats are $7,892. Or it's about 40. We make about $43 a day. No, it's not bad. It's like $300 a week. Just doing this, just having fun, talking to you guys. What the hell is this? The Beauty of what? The Beauty of the World is apparently a similar channel to mine. Kleiny. Movie Explained. Weird. Weird channels that are similar. Highest viewers, we managed to snag 246 people on a live stream once. Our average viewers is 90. What were Sturgis's numbers? 60 average, 138 highest. It looks like we win again, guys. We win again.
Seems like it.
Today's revenue, $43. Yesterday's revenue, $147. Last 7 days, $529. That's bad. Is that accurate to the fucking? Is that up to the minute? Looks like it. Playboard's on that shit. We get about an average of $5 per chat. His average is a little better than ours. All things considered. Because he averages $7 per chat, bud. If he had just happened to get the same amount of chats as we did, he would be killing us, bud. Cope and sieve. I don't know if they don't count X viewers. I don't think there's like X viewer integration into the playboards.
Yeah.
So there you go, Sturgis. We've kicked your ass in every conceivable category, in every conceivable metric. Okay. Not tonight, bud. Only 54 viewers. Well, we got 29 on X. Summer Swan. His followers are brokey like us, bud. All right. Let's watch a Sturgis video, guys. Barely any motion on these. CD Projekt Red is infected with woke agenda driven developer. Now let's discuss. Oh, we're gonna have a discussion, guys. This should be good.
Infected with the one developer?
I guess. Let's find out. You know what? Before we get to that, he's talking about the Dead Rising remake. I actually seen today they're remaking Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8. It looks pretty good. I love my Romance of the Three Kingdoms strategy games.
Save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, I will. I'm just saying. We don't talk video games.
Hold on. Super chat.
Grim Jim with the, what is that, euros?
Pounds.
Pounds?
It's always pounds.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's always pounds?
I haven't seen a euro come in here once.
I've seen a euro come in here.
Well, you've been also YouTubing for like 15 years, but read the super chat.
You know, one day I was just working and a euro just walked right in and I was like, "Hey, what's up, euro?" And he's like,
Pretty sure that's a slur if you say it like that.
Just chilling. You know?
It is pounds, by the way. I checked.
Yeah, it's pounds.
Thank you, Mr. Carpathian. You would know,
because you're fat.
Yeah, he's fat. Grim Jim says, "Sturgis, please come home to the garden. There's a new pond to fish in and toadstool to sit on. Love the show, guys. Pop it on while I'm at work in the background. Great work, buds." Thank you, Grim Jim. I'm glad. A lot of people have been telling me that they just listen to it. They're not actually watching, which makes it awkward because a lot of our gags are visual, right? So if you're just listening, right now Wizard is showing off his muscles, his pectorals. He's making them bounce up and down.
Yeah. See, luckily the soundboard is audio based, so
they could just look at it once and then they'll know what.
Even then, like the audio works for it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Chris Bacon says, "Sturgis did a write-up on me earlier. I, of course, had to send a couple of replies so he wouldn't have to worry about my membership expenditure." Yeah, he was really like butthurt that she gave him money. He's trying to clip me, bud. Which is weird. I would never, like, if someone wants to, guys, obviously I never put anything behind a paywall. I've always said that exclusive members videos and stuff is kind of weird and it's kind of crappy. Early access, I think, is better. Like to put videos behind the membership for like a couple hours or a day and then release it. Which is funny because YouTube now has it integrated where you could like move it from members only to regular, like schedule it like that.
Thanks.
But I think like a hangout, like a members only hangout where like you're just shooting the shit and it's not like must see TV, or like, oh, if you don't go to the members hangout, you're gonna miss like all the detracting or all the good stuff, right? I think it's just like, hey, we're just gonna watch stupid videos and have fun.
Yeah, just chilling.
Yeah. So I might do that. I think maybe we're gonna start doing that. I'd say starting next month, right? That way you guys can all prepare whether or not you think it's a good idea. We'll just do like some weekly membership hangouts. We just talk, shoot the shit. You guys, members, can suggest videos to watch. They're not going to be monetized, and we're not going to worry about like, oh no, we'll get copy struck, right? Because it's just like whatever. It's going to be a members only hangout. So, but yeah.
I sleep in a racing car. Do you?
I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Tony,
yeah.
you put Wizards nudes behind a paywall. I had to give you $5. I just wanted $5. It had nothing to do with the nudes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll send them for free. Really,
They're not even nudes. All you'll see is the beard.
it's true. It covers everything up,
It covers everything. Yeah,
all the
it's
way
like
down.
its own dress.
You sound like you're speaking from experience. Do you guys want to tell me something? Is there something I need to know about my
No, he
employees?
can extract.
There's no mingling. No mingling between employees, guys.
Have they reported to HR?
Yeah.
Hello.
Speaking of HR, man, I got this the new HR lady. She is quite
that's the
sexy.
Oh, that's the worst type to have. You can't have a hot HR lady. It's like,
Oh, she's a hot HR. Why? If I get in trouble, I just got to go back to HR. Oh,
That's
you
what I'm
want to see
saying,
me?
it's
Like
Like,
she's the
it's,
HR.
yeah, she could
Yeah,
just.
exactly.
It's not worth it. It's like forbidden fruit.
So yeah, so might be getting in trouble. All right.
Just do it right before, like when you know, like, yeah, I get to leave the job now. We've made enough money, and then it's like, all right, HR lady. Or holiday parties coming up.
We don't do holiday parties. That hasn't been a thing in corporate America in years. Ever since
the 80s.
No, I think since like I want to say like 2010. Especially after COVID, the new excuses, because COVID, right?
Yeah.
But once like Me Too and stuff were hitting, like they were like, okay, that's it. No more late night alcohol fueled Christmas party. Now it's like now it's like an afternoon. Like they'll come in like, here's a cake. Like, hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Go back to work, right? Wow, widget didn't load. Check your internet and refresh this page. Wah, wah. Sturgis.
Everyone, I'm Renowned Zero. We are back again talking about
Wearing that same shirt?
Yes, Star
The
Wars.
very same one. Holy shit.
This is an old
in a row.
video.
What?
I was saying it was an old video, right? You clicked on like one from like.
Oh, it's from 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
2
it
days
wasn't
ago.
Well, still.
Well,
You'd have
2
to
days
look
ago
at
he wore it.
which one he posted
Yesterday
today.
he wore it.
Yeah.
I want to say that he wore that shirt like for a week.
At least 2 days in a row.
He's wearing that same shirt in the video he posted 3 hours ago. He's wearing
3 days in a row.
And during the live stream.
Yeah, I'm saying so 3 days ago in his Dr. Disrespect one, he has a different shirt on. But this one is the same shirt. The one from a day ago is the same shirt. So he's worn it for at least 3 days.
See, I'm very hygienic. I don't even use the same profile picture.
Well, it's funny because the video he made 2 weeks ago, right? It's the same shirt he's wearing in the video he made 4 days ago. So I'm just gonna assume that for 2 weeks he wore the same shirt. It's just let's go with that. He wears that shirt a lot. I hope he just has like a whole closet full of them, right? Just like a whole closet.
Yeah, like in the cartoons, because they always wear this, like SpongeBob's closet. It's the same outfit, you know.
Yeah. But he's not a brokey, bud. I don't buy extra clothes, bud. I only need to wear clothes 3 days a week, so I just buy 3 outfits. Why would I buy expensive extra clothes, bud?
Wear shirts, bud.
Mary Kenny infecting CD Projekt Red with Alphabet Community Game. Right?
What?
Alphabet community.
You say
Gay
LGBT?
community?
LGBT. He doesn't fucking. First off, Smash. It's not LGBTQT. It's LGBTQ.
No, you know, the LGBTQT.
The
BBQ.
LGBTQ. Yeah, LGBTQT. No, it's incorrect.
Writing agenda. This is coming to us, of course, from Smash JT. So shout out to Smash JT for being
Shout
a
out.
true gaming journalist, not
He's a true gaming journalist
Uh-oh.
because he wrote something
Not
that I
who?
agree with, bud.
doing this nonsense that these losers at Kotaku and others are doing, trying to, have all
He just knows Kotaku because that's the website everyone yells at. You notice how he couldn't name
Yeah.
any other websites?
altercations with people, physical altercations with people and trying to do harmful things to other people.
What he's talking, in case you don't know what he's talking about, because probably like 90% of you have no fucking clue what the hell Sturgis is talking about. Alyssa Mercante from Kotaku basically said that she would fight any of these guys because I guess she's like a mixed martial artist or a boxer or some shit. And she basically was like, well, I'll fucking box any of these knuckleheads. And then Vera Dark had challenged her, and there was like a back and forth, and it never amounted to anything. It's just a bunch of fucking online posturing. But that's what he's referring to. I threaten to box people all the time. It doesn't mean nothing. But I am a games journalist, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm so violent.
Maybe it comes with the territory, It's part of the job.
That shouldn't be done to people just
Also, Sturgis, what the hell's that noise? It's like it's just it's not the fan. It's his fucking computer fan, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
because you have a difference of opinion of something. But let's get into the article here. Like I said, from Smash.
No, actually, so I hate when he does this. He makes me defend bad people. Alyssa Mercante didn't want to box people because they had a different opinion. She wanted to box people because they were mad. She had a different opinion, right? Alyssa Mercante writes an article, says, this is my opinion. And people all jumped on her because they disagree with her opinion. So she's like, well, then I'll box you, right? Clearly, it's not like Smash just made a video going, oh, man, I don't like the woke agenda. And then like most of are like, well, fuck you, Smash, let's fight. No, it's like they attacked her. Whether you think it's right or not, I mean, there's a back and forth. It is a mutual between two parties, right? It's not just like, oh my God, like innocent Smash didn't do nothing. No, they were both assholes to each other, right? But he's using the Air July defense. I didn't do nothing. I am just the responding agency.
JT.com. This will be Mary Kenny's post. She's apparently a game writer, narrative designer, and author, saying, without further ado, it's time to announce my new job. Today was my first day as a senior writer at CD Projekt Red, best known for the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077, which they've all went in on the whole DEI and Sweet Baby Inc. nonsense. So, of course.
Did they? How did they go in on DEI and Sweet Baby Inc. nonsense, Sturgis?
I didn't
hear.
Yeah, Cyberpunk I know had like trans stuff, but even then, like James Sterling wouldn't cover it because of how they handled trans stuff in CD Projekt Red or Cyberpunk. So it's like,
the thing is, that was a commentary on capitalism. The way what they would do is in the cyberpunk world, they would shill, transgenders as part of their capitalistic agenda, right? That's part of their, like anti-consumerism.
Yeah, it was like it's body modification stuff. Like,
exactly.
Like you could like attach a penis.
It's like what John Carpenter would write if he was handling the subject.
Yeah, well, it is just most of it was transhumanism and the idea that you could just pay and be whatever you want, whether it's cybernetically upgraded or add a penis, take a penis away, add some titties. It is a cyberpunk dystopian future, right?
Yeah.
So, but so I don't. That was long before even this like Sweet Baby Inc. and DEI.
Yeah, that was like that was just on its own. They had that, and like I said, transgender people were mad about it, and then, or at least we're like, oh, I don't like James Sterling is really more of just like an attention, whore. But otherwise, was this like, like, oh, we're, we don't want to do it for that. And then, yeah, like I said, people, I mean, Cyberpunk had its problems, but people, I think, like it now. And Witcher has like the sex scenes in the games and stuff, and that is totally anti-DEI stuff. Like, That's very weird.
So, just so we know what Miss Mary Kenny, because he said she's a supposed, right? I love it, like she's like supposed game writer. No, she's a game writer. So let's go through her experience. I won't dox her. I won't dox her by showing her very public LinkedIn, which apparently is not doxing. Whatever. She worked here in Chicago for a while. So she was the weekend editor at Kotaku. Yeah, it tells you everything. From May 2016 to September 2016, she was a weekend editor at Kotaku part-time. For Telltale, she was the lead episode writer. Telltale Games for a year and 4 months. Lead episode writer for Suffer the Children, episode 2 of The Walking Dead, the final season. Episode writer for episodes 1, 3, and 4 of The Walking Dead, the final season. Additional writing for episodes 3 and 4 of Batman, The Enemy Within. Then she did some freelance writing for 7 months. She says several unannounced titles, including Dying Light 2. And then she worked at Insomniac Games up until June of this year. So from May 2019 to June 2024, she was the writer on Spider-Man's Miles Morales and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Miles Morales wasn't that bad.
Miles was good written as far as like what it was trying to do and wasn't too awful.
I saw you play it. Yeah, the story wasn't so bad.
It's very good.
And she co-led story development on the Wolverine game that hasn't come out yet. Created narrative design documents, character bios, backstory treatments, voiceover scripts, pitch presentations, story bibles, marketing assets, facts/guardrails, and graphics copy. What else? She didn't name any other games.
I guess what I hear is like successful and critically acclaimed titles, right? Like, and then so that's how you get work, right?
She was a lecturer at Indiana University in Bloomington for 3 years. Tech semester-long narrative design course focused on cinematic and gameplay scripts. That's how you get them. You get them in college with the DEI early, right? Now she's poisoned all those people for 3 years at Bloomington. Don't hire anyone from Indiana University. They're all poisoned. And now she's working at CD Projekt Red. She's writer on a story-driven RPG, responsible for pitching storylines, writing dialogue and scenes, creating characters, and crafting quests on Project Orion, which I guess is a new game coming out, huh? I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah, I guess if it's Witcher 4 with the chick Witcher, then that'll be the...
No, it says Cyberpunk 2077 follow-up, codename Project Orion. So it might be the Cyberpunk.
Oh, another Cyberpunk game.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But yeah, so nothing. Maybe she's a crazy fucking liberal. I don't know, but nothing in there screams like, "Oh my god, terrible!" Like, but let's see.
Yeah.
Maybe Smash is gonna. He's gonna deliver.
Yeah, it wasn't any of like the stuff that jumps out of like being like, "Oh my god!"
You know what the problem is? All these FNT idiots, all these zeros, they don't get that Europe has their own version of degeneracy, right? Like they have their own way of.
Europe.
Like they've been the AI all along.
Europe
their
invented. Europe invented degeneracy.
True. Like you see the
Marquis de Sade. Have you read those books?
Yeah,
man.
Or the Baldur's Gate, the new one, right? Like that's European degeneracy. They've always been like that.
Creeding says Cyberpunk was like add a penis, take a penis, like leave a penny, take a penny. Alyssa Mercante had some moment. They're calling Frost 2.0. Yeah, that was when she was challenging people to fight. She basically was like, "Hey, fuck you. You want to fight? You want to fight about it? You don't like my opinion?
You want to fight about it?
Want to pull up?"
And I mean, again, she was just doing her thing. And then they were like making those videos. Fuck, Alyssa Mercante's crazy, and putting her on thumbnails. And I guess she's like, "Look, you just want to fight about it." Now, so far, it looks like a good resume. Yeah, seems decent, right? But I'm sure there's going to be something in here.
Also, just to say it is that being Illinois is a blue state, right? But it's not California. Like someone growing up in Illinois being a game writer is going to be completely different from someone growing up in LA being a game writer.
Yeah. But even if she grew up in, see, here's the thing, right? You can be from California. You could be a liberal. Probably some of the best written things that you've ever watched on TV or movie or played a game or even read from a book probably have been written by liberals, right? Left-leaning individuals.
Yeah.
So to act like, to act like, oh my God, a liberal wrote a thing like. That's not necessarily like what is bad is do they put their politics in there? Are they ham-fisted? Are they just bad at writing? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You could be a bad writer from either side of the aisle. Eric July, case in point.
She's apparently a game writer, narrative designer, and author.
See, she's apparently that just smug dismissiveness, right?
Yeah. This is why people can't stand you, Sturgis. There, like he has zero respect for anybody who's creative.
Wait, no, it's only zero respect for people on the other side.
Well, that too, but in general, I'm saying.
Saying, without further ado, it's time to announce my new job. Today was my first day as a senior writer at CD Projekt Red, best known for the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077, which they've all went in on the whole DEI and Sweet Baby Inc. nonsense. So, of course, it's pretty fitting. In a recent LinkedIn announcement, Mary Kenny, a name already listed on Kotaku, detected and mired in controversy with the gaming community recently.
What? Guys, I swear to God, I've never heard this lady's name before. How is she mired
in controversy? Yeah.
Am I going to have to go? Because he's not going to click the link and tell us what the hell it is. So I'm going to have to go to fucking smashjt.com, which is the last thing I want to do.
If she was at Insomniac Games, maybe it's something to do with Spider-Man 2 wokeness or something. Or
let's see, Mary Kenny. Where is mired in controversy? All right, so it's an article from Dual Shockers. Shocking. It says. It is the okay. So let's go to the article, right? Let's get some context as to why this lady's crazy. I do remember hearing this quote. I just didn't know it was from this lady. So it says, "We need to pull every lever we have." Insomniac's narrative director discusses lack of LGBTQ content in video games. Okay. This is all. What's the word I'm looking for?
Nothing burger?
Editorializing. I just want to know what she said, right? Give me to the quote.
The meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I'm saying, because all this is the writer's whatever, right? Like, I want from what she.
The actual quote, yes.
Yeah. So here it is. Kenny echoes this evidence by saying, there are so many LGBTQ developers, and we want what players want, to design experiences that tells players we're here, we're important, and we belong. We need to pull every lever we have, characters, community support, mechanics, to make it so. It's a subject she's clearly passionate about, and her insights are thought-provoking.
They didn't close the quote up there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was confused.
I don't know who's talking. That's the problem, right?
No, because they got a quote. They got a close quote.
After
Right
make
here.
it so, they didn't close the quote.
Or maybe the quote keeps going on. Maybe it's all the way.
Yeah, all the way through. Yeah, it's right there after so is what they needed to close.
There,
characters, community support, mechanics to make it. Man, she sounds like the devil. She wants more gay stuff in video games. Okay.
It does sound ominous, though, right? We have to pull every lever.
It depends, right? Like wanting it and being like the next sentence being like, but I also, as a business, you got to listen to consumer, blah, 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 right? Like, like you could just.
Well, where was she at that she's even giving this talk, right? Or where did she what would she add that she was quoted as saying this? It doesn't really say. I have no idea where the quote.
We'll go up to the is it like an interview or roundtable thing they were doing?
No. Insomniac emphasizes the importance. It doesn't say where the quote's from.
Okay, so it says Mary,
an associate, open up to me to give her opinion. That's it. On the heartbreaking state of LGBTQ representation. I guess it is an interview, but it's not even a full interview because there's no This is bad journalism. Okay.
Yeah.
It's bad fucking journalism.
Yeah. Also, Tony, those targeted ads. You want to tell us anything?
Up to 12 hours depends. No, not really. They're not targeted ads. As you can see, sign in now. I'm not even signed in. I guess so. What I'm getting from this, it sounds like she had a conversation with this lady, and then pulled quotes from the conversation, right?
Yeah,
that's racist. Yeah, Sturgis was right. So, again, without sort of a context, right? Bad journalism is what I would say. So let me hold on. Let me see if I can bring something up here. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I also have a blog just like Smash JT. SmashJT.com is not a news site; it is a blog. Okay.
They treat it like a news site, of course. Yellow journalism and all. It's funny how back in the day, I remember, back in the Gamergate days, people would do that. The anti-Gamergate I'm talking about. Everybody started pretending they're a journalist all of a sudden.
All right, so this is an ad. We don't want that. This is my website, Geek Getaway, which hasn't been around for a while. This is a April 11th. There's an exclusive interview with Miko developer, Pixel Pug co-founder Jeff Neat. Right. So I do the editorializing right here. Here's my editorializing. And then as you can see, this is the actual interview. This is the questions I asked, and these are the answers he gave me. Okay? There's literally no mistake as to what I asked him and what he answered. Right? Here's the question I asked him. What was the inspiration? There's his answer. Right? I didn't pull quotes from a conversation. There's a lot of fucking ads on this. No wonder why no one goes here. I literally didn't change a single word of what he told me. These are the exact quotes from a conversation, and I could pull the emails to get these. So again,
I don't see any IRA in those McFarlane ads.
Yeah. Do you feel pressure to deliver since Miko is a brand new entity? He gives me his answer. Right? Nothing. There's no any editorializing. Just boom. I don't understand why professional journalist can't do something that simple. Right? Tony the gay dummy. Oh, got him.
Damn.
Arecibo says, heard you defend the anti-white nature of Acolyte Star Wars just to counter Methrotic's point when he was on Glenn Beck, among other things.
Yeah, I honestly don't even remember because I was so just it was when I hosted on the Detracting Thursday. We had watched Gary's interview with Glenn Beck, and I can't even remember what I said.
I think you heard it wrong. You were saying
yeah, I was definitely anti-Gary.
It's okay to be angry at the anti-white, but that shouldn't be the focus. I remember
Yeah, it was just more I was that kind of stuff's gonna happen.
The fact that they lean on it so much makes them look like idiots. They always make us look bad.
I would need to remember what I said. I don't even remember what I said. I
remember. That's why I'm talking.
Yeah, so
Visit it
just
again,
know that as a white person, I don't.
As a whiter.
as a whiter. I don't hate minorities, nor do I get bogged down with this whole erasure of white people crap. You know, that's creepy stuff, and I've been way too deep into that stuff before. And so, no, at the end of the day, The Acolyte was a show that Disney made with zero cultural impact, and to put power over it is what's going to actually make it have any type of anything. If anyone just ignored it, and even if they think that it's going to be erasing white people somehow from existing, you just kind of got to just be like, yeah, like, don't mention that part if you're that scared of it. If you're that scared of a mouse, of a cartoon mouse, right? You know, you just don't talk about it.
Wizard wants to delete white people. What? I got to show this real quick. So you guys might remember when Ginger Wolverine posted that conversation. So Cocaine Copernicus contacted Jimmy. Says, I told you I'd text Jimmy later and prove you're a liar. Cope and see the ripetard. Hashtag my best friend Jimmy. Hashtag low call. Hashtag text don't lie. I told Ginger Wolverine Jimmy was my friend and didn't like Alpha Core. My best friend Jimmy. Yeah, he gave me that trash Alpha Core book. I threw it in the trash and lied and said it was great. He's such a loser. I know he's on X coping and crying over giving it to you. Lol, what a nerd. He won't stop bugging me about it, so I just humored him. It's wild how much a loser he is. All right, buddy, I'll talk to you later. I'll send you some good CG comics later. Boom. I believe this is a real this is as much of a real conversation as the one Ginger Wolverine put.
There is down there.
Or meant to mention, if this was actually real Jimmy, which it isn't, he would give my real name. You guys are serious idiots. You literally didn't give any
You're
names.
the one who did all of this. You didn't need to do any of this to prove anything.
No. Ginger Wolverine, there was no names in the conversation between the two of you. You didn't mention any writers. He didn't actually mention the books. We went over the shit. This is just as believable as the one he posted.
Yeah.
I believe Stimulated Cynic a little more. It's a really real. Yeah. Text online.
Yeah, Ginger Wolverine blocked me forever ago, and I never did anything to him. That was my first blocking.
You're a little too obsessed over a black guy simping for Dr. Robotnik. Who's simping for Dr. Robotnik? What am I missing here? I'm missing something.
Black guy simping. That's
the black guy simping. Who's?
It feels like that was written by like
simping over Dr. Robotnik.
Putting a bunch of stuff together, like putting a bunch of like. Are you really obsessed over Shadow the Hedgehog? What he's asking.
Yeah,
I'm confused. I will say I watched The Acolyte. I haven't watched the latest episode. I usually wait till Sunday, and then I go with my dad, so we watch it as a family. And my still alive father, Matt, thank you very much. But so far, it hasn't been like I'm not offended that it exists. I'm like, it's Star Wars thing. That was a pretty cool fight.
Let's watch another one.
The lightsaber fight was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not offended that the dude came out of the water with his shirt off and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, like there's a half naked dude. Like, no, I'm just like, whatever. Like, it's not for me, but it's whatever. I'm not offended that there's like a lack of white people in it. I'm like, oh my god, let me start counting the white people in the show, right?
You'd prefer white women though.
Yeah, I would prefer. I mean, even if they were like half white and attractive. Here's the thing, right? So the main chick in The Acolyte, right? What the hell's her name? Amdala or whatever. She has a weird fucking name. She has big old titties, right? They're not showing them off.
Oh yeah,
they should.
That's
what I'm saying. Like
a lot of these right wing guys would get all bogged down by this like great white replacement thing. But if all those like people replacing the white people were like chicks with their tits out, they wouldn't give a shit. like yes, okay. You just look at them the whole time.
Hot Asian chicks, bring them.
That's all they got to do.
Hot any chicks, just hot chicks.
Yeah.
We just put. Also, they're just mad because so they took like this really old interview from her, right? Where she's talking about like something totally different. And she had mentioned that, the point of that was to make white people uncomfortable or something, right? But it was in the context of like the movie or whatever it is that they were discussing, right? And they're like, "Can you believe she wants to make white people uncomfortable?" Like, she's like, "Yeah," but it'd be like if you were like interviewing about like being in a Spike Lee movie, and they're like, "Yeah," or like Us, like a fucking Jordan Peele movie, and they're like, "What was your intentions?" Like, we wanted to make white people uncomfortable, so so they could, understand what we're going through or understand the seriousness of the movie, right? And so, out of context, which is what grifters love to do, is take things out of context. Yeah, out of context, it sounds bad, but when you put it in the context of, oh, it's like some social fucking movie, right? And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
The
Yeah, but
Robotnik thing has been clarified.
What was the clarification?
WG Phil.
No, but what was the?
He meant Robotnik was EVS. You see, there's
Oh,
missing a
you are
pause of some kind, was saying you are obsessed with a black guy and the guy who looks like Robotnik. And you said
are
for
obsessed
Dr.
with being a top Janny. I'm not even a mod for EVS. What are you talking about?
Barely shows up on the show even.
A top Janny for EVS who's about the
He
same
barely shows
size,
up
if
here.
not bigger, than Robotnik. You could call yourself Frog Tony, for crying out loud. You can have an identity. You guys realize I hate this. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, they try to do it with me too.
Guys. I don't know how many times. Like, I should just.
Do
I have to make a fucking video? Do I have to make a dedicated video so I can just like link it?
It's all here.
Like
the frog avatar has been a thing,
even
before EVS showed up, because he sounds like Kermit the Frog. Keep up.
I don't think I do, but thank you, TJ, for hurting my feelings.
I'm just saying.
So am I. Anyway, some people, very mean people, think I sound like Kermit the Frog. And so I owned it, and I started using a frog avatar. Okay. At that point, my name was Tony TGD, but I had a frog avatar. So then I met Mint Salad. We became friends, and she started referring to me as Frog Tony. Okay. And then from Mint referring to me as Frog Tony and always mentioning me as Frog Tony, other people started calling me Frog Tony. And then bigger and bigger YouTubers started referring to me as Frog Tony. Then it became my identity. And so I changed my YouTube handle and my Twitter handle and everything to reflect what people were just calling me already. So no, had nothing to do with EVS. But you tried. Sandman, I'm working, but I'll give you a proper response as soon as I can. Oh man, they're gonna get on you for being anti-white.
No, I think I think Sandman's gonna take the bullet of that.
He's gonna jump in front of the bullet. He's gonna dodge the bullet for you.
Because people can argue in the chat easier than I can. I gotta be on here for that. But no, like I said, I honestly don't remember what I said during that time, just because a lot of it was trying to host and fill time and just keep talking, right? Who knows what I said in that moment? That might be different now, or the same, or worse, or better, or who knows? All I can say is just stop, like, being a bitch, right? Like, don't get all worried and scared and whine. I hate whiners. I hate right-wing whiners. That's why I don't like the griftosphere in general. It's just the constant,
it's all whining.
oh, it's this, it's that. It's just shut up. Like, either if it's bad, people will forget about it and recognize it as bad. If it's good, then you have to just kind of deal with that, right? Like, there's nothing.
All I'm saying is, if she showed up looking like this,
oh shit,
right? I don't think anyone would have a problem with Star Wars. I think we'd all be like, "Yeah, Star Wars. Let's go watch some Acolyte."
Shit,
yeah. The women want to do it,
chick
right?
too, like outside, like wearing dresses like these and shit. God damn, this is what we're missing.
She's even got the weird Star Wars hair and everything. Yeah. I think everyone would be okay with that, right? We're all fans of Star Wars again.
Hey, Cynic, fuck you.
Why fuck you, Cynic?
Something happened in the chat.
Thank you, Paul.
Look at that.
Oh shit! Look at that.
See, like the celebrity women want to do it, right? But post Me Too, they're never going to again.
Post Me Too. This was. Oh yeah, it's like.
I'm saying, like post Me
Yeah, it's
Too,
all
like
because of Me Too, right?
yeah, they're not going to have
Scarlett
like
Johansson went through the same treatment, right?
yeah, they're not gonna have the women even show like witches should show cleavage, you know, and or Jedi women can have like, you know, even bare legs or something, right? Like something. Like we wouldn't get a slave Leia, you know, in a modern Star Wars. Like that just wouldn't happen.
So yeah. In conclusion, Star Wars is dead. Weird hair, but booba. Yeah. Did y'all watch her diss track? I seen it. It was cringe. It is so
Terrible.
like the dancing and everything. It's so like.
I will say though, the people who compared her to Eric July were right, because a lot of phrases she said sounded like what Eric July would say back in the day.
And like the whisper talk, the whisper singing. It wasn't even singing. It was just like whisper talking, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted Sturgis' video. Can I get back to Sturgis? Man, we went really far.
Side quest of a side quest.
Let's see. So now we know what controversy she was mired in. She said she wanted more LGBTQ.
Recently revealed her departure from Insomniac Games to join CD Projekt Red as a senior writer. Now, of course, Insomniac.
I do love the guys. Smash JT. You don't want to be like the mainstream, so stop being the mainstream. You literally showed her tweet, and then you went and repeated exactly what was in the tweet. Right?
Were the creators of the Spider-Man games, and of course, the second Spider-Man game was, of course, brought on. They brought on Sue Baby Inc., and they were basically replacing the white dude, Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man, with Miles Morales, who's Miles Morales.
Okay. That did not
Here
happen.
We go.
That didn't even happen.
Like
here we go.
But most importantly, she didn't work on that game.
Well,
she worked on the Miles Morales game. She didn't work on Spider-Man 2.
I think it did say Spider-Man 2, but up until he said Insomniac up until
right, but she did. She listed which game she worked on. She didn't work on Spider-Man 2. She worked on Miles Morales.
But Miles, if anything, got shafted by the plot of Spider-Man 2, right? Like it was still Peter's game, and then they kind of shoehorned some Miles sections in there, but there's never. Well, okay, so the end of the game, Peter takes a break from being Spider-Man, and Miles steps in as being like, Spider-Man of the New York. But it's not like that was like him leaving, because the DLC is still going to come out, and he might just be back to being Spider-Man by that point, right? And then
they found a way of Spider-Man 3 sticking to Mary Jane without being too busy, right? Like
the leaked roadmap. The leaked roadmap, doesn't show like another Miles. I think it doesn't have another Miles game. We're getting a spoiler game instead.
A spoiler game.
Well, I'm saying, I don't want to say what it is,
Nope.
but no, Venom.
Oh shit!
And then
I think they're gonna do a Silk game because they hinted that she was coming out.
They hinted she's coming. I think what it might be is like, because Spider-Man 2 had 2 Spider characters, right? Spider-Man 3 will have probably 3, right? Playable.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they're gonna have a in between game. I think they're gonna have they'll have Venom, and then they'll come out with a Silk. Like, they had Spider-Man Miles Morales. I think they'll have Spider-Man Miles Morales 2, where he like trains Silk, and then for 3, it'll be all 3 of them, right?
Well, right now she doesn't have powers, so she's just there.
Yeah, but remember, he didn't have powers either in the original Spider-Man.
But he got bit. He got bit in the first. He got bit in the first one. DLC set him up being trained.
Yeah, so she might get bit in Venom, and then DLC.
Well, there's still Spider-Man 2's DLC too. There is still the Beetle.
Yeah.
That got leaked out. But no, what it seems to be is that they're going to start pushing the X-Men, because in the leaked game list it had like an X-Men game like down the line. So
well, because they got the rights
Spider-Man.
The Logan game and the Spider-Man are supposed to take place in the same universe. And I think there was a Doctor Strange or a Matt Murdock sign that they was in the game, then they took it out.
So the the Matt Murdock sign was in the game. They took it out, then they put it back, and it was like a bug. Like it was like when they upgraded the map, because they like changed the map in New York. They didn't like copy and paste it. They like forgot to put it there. I think they put
and
it
then
back.
Apparently there's like if you clip under a certain section, you can go into like Craven's lair. That's never in the game.
Yeah, it was cut from the game.
Or you know what I think it might be like DLC, like you're gonna go in there. Like it was made since like, oh, we're already here, make it, then put it for the how they like put stuff already for DLC.
Yeah.
No one can access it, so we don't have to worry. Just like
well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't remember what the actual games were on the roadmap when Spider-Man 3, if there was. I don't think there was another Miles. I think it's just Spider-Man 3. But
well, Mary Kenny was the co-writer on Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah. And
either way, she didn't work on Spider-Man 2. Is what I'm saying. That was the point.
And yeah, and him being like there wasn't even that bad. So we've talked about it. It had its moments, but even then, it's like its problems with its narrative was because it was rushed, maybe because they weren't going to do a Miles 2, and they got all that X-Men stuff they were working on, so they kind of rushed it out, and they should have. Like the first game is still better, basically. Like the first game is still the best.
So you kind of know where this will be going. Hopefully, she doesn't affect the next Witcher game or even the next Cyberpunk game if a new one does come out. But apparently,
so he doesn't even know that there's a new Cyberpunk game announced and 5 Witcher games were announced.
Witcher 4 is in development. I'm thinking that I think there's a Witcher remake of 2.
What was that? Say that again. A Witcher
Remaster
what?
or remake?
No, listen.
Witcher remake of
Rememe
master.
He was gonna say remake and then remaster, and he got like confused halfway in his own fucking thought process.
2 or the first one in development.
First one?
Her post was filled with enthusiasm. Without further ado, it's time to announce my new job. Today was my first day as a senior writer.
You literally just read that.
Oh my god.
So Smash put her tweet, then he wrote what her tweet said, and then he rewrote what her tweet said again. This is journalism. Taking a tweet, writing it 3 times to fill space, and then Sturgis's dumbass reading it all 3 times. It's fucking fantastic.
Writer of CD Projekt Red, best known for the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077. And we all know Cyberpunk 2077, I forgot to mention, really took about 3 more years extra to kind of get itself going and being...
That had nothing to do with the writing. That had to do with the fucking gameplay mechanics and everything. Like, Cyberpunk was just
and the bugs.
Buggy
was rushed, remember? Yeah.
Well developed. I can't wait to talk more about my project. I'm thrilled to be getting back into RPGs, and my team is talented, welcoming, and just flat out cool. Here's to a new adventure, but we don't forget. While the post appears positive on the surface, the deeper implications of Kenny's career shift are cause for concern among gamers and industry observers alike. This is someone who openly desires to push alphabet community
Why can't he say LGBTQ?
Nonsense and inject it into every project she touches. Because representation is absolute. Because of
she didn't say
what's
that.
The way he said representation.
He was trying to read it the way it was written. That's why.
Yeah, doing the meme reading. Great journalism.
Into every project she touches. Because representation is absolute. Because of course she has to have her pronouns when she's streaming, because that's not weird at all.
It's really not weird. Like,
it's gay and stupid, but
the problem is, okay, so here's the problem, right? Instead of looking at the forest, right? You go, man, that's a bad forest. We need to fix this forest. You guys all go, see this one tree? This one tree at the very front of the forest? This is the one tree we're all going to worry about. Fuck the rest of the trees. This one right here, this one tiny tree. It's like, guys.
Little sprout.
Obsessing over minutia.
They want you. This is the problem. They want you to obsess over this retarded shit, right? Because then you look unhinged, and then you don't actually fix the bigger problem, right?
Yes.
Kenny's previous tenure in Insomniac Games, where she worked on Marvel's Wolverine, was marked by her outspoken advocacy for alphabet community representation and gaming narratives. In an interview with Dual Shockers, she expressed dismay over a GLAAD report highlighting the lack of alphabet community characters in video games, which they just seem to be putting it all in these.
So literally, GLAAD did a report, and they said according to GLAAD, there were like a very small percentage of characters were gay, right? But according to these guys, like everyone in the games are gay.
Everybody
Which one
gay.
is it? Like I'm so confused. Like GLAAD's like there's not enough gays, and they're like, man, there's way like everybody's gay. Like someone's. I feel like there's a middle ground somewhere because I think both of you are wrong. Right? I think you guys. The problem is people like Sturgis just focus on the big fucking AAA games. Like, look, there's one gay character in my Marvel game that's fucking ruined it, right? And GLAAD goes, look at all these. There's like thousands of games that come out every year. There's like no gay characters in like any of them, right? You go, well, yeah, that game's about baseball. Like, I'm sorry if there's no real life gay baseball player that we could have put in the game, right? Can't just suddenly make fucking Jose Canseco gay to be in the game.
Or that game is about the military, you know.
You have Albert Pujols.
Project
Albert Pujols.
Pujols, yeah, that's a real guy.
I don't know if that's how you
name.
They did it with Alloy in Horizon.
They did it with Alloy in Horizon.
It's
okay,
Aloy.
So
you fake if you didn't play the game, it's Aloy.
But I'm a gamer, boy.
Okay, so Aloy being gay, did that somehow? If she was straight, would the game be better? Would the game just be magically better? Did her being gay somehow affect the narrative of the game?
Change the mechanics of the game.
Whether what she wants to take, right? Like like what she.
Because these guys, because their argument, right? And I say they, and that's grifters, right? The grifter argument is no one should be worried about whether she's sucking dick or eating taco, right? If she's eating hot dog or taco, we shouldn't know about it, right? It doesn't matter. And then so they should just leave the straight characters alone, right? And then they put a gay character and it's like, why is she gay? Like,
yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Why you shouldn't be concerned whether she's eating tacos or hot dogs, right? You should just whatever.
At one end, it's like I get it because it's the same problem. Assassin's Creed Odyssey had a similar problem where it's Horizon lets you make choices, but then in specifically that one, it's like you're railroaded, right? AC Odyssey had a very similar thing where that game you could literally choose to sleep with nobody, everybody, all women, all men, right? But then the DLC comes out and Cassandra or Alexios falls in love with the son or grandson or granddaughter, grandson, or daughter or granddaughter of Xerxes, the guy that kills Xerxes in the AC lore. I forget his name, but because they want to like make a bloodline pass down to like link it to AC Origins, where then the
thank you for spoiling. I haven't played any of those games. You're spoiling all.
Well, it's literally
you didn't want to say Silk's name. But suddenly,
no, it wasn't Silk. It was
Venom.
Venom. It was Venom. I didn't want to say
Venom was the big spoiler.
That AC Odyssey DLC sucks, so it doesn't matter. Because for that reason, it was just more like, okay, you just like, what if you were playing, a gay Cassandra or gay Alexios, and then the DLC comes out and it's like, okay, now you really want to breed, right? And it's like that's weird.
Grumpy says, I just don't buy those games in general. Aloy wasn't gay originally. Have you seen what her model looks like? I have not. Probably better than the in-game.
There's one thing. If there's one thing I agree with Team Team Boy Vito, is that the thing is they it's not that they uglify the women. It's like they put like the mesh itself, the polygons, like what they use for the head model looks like shit, and then they use like this super high res thing and paste it on top, and it looks like Uncanny Valley shit. That's what's really happening. And then they don't go through the effort of making it look better. That's where the DAI shit comes in. Only in that aspect.
I don't even know if it's DEI or if it's just like rushed development stuff.
That
I think
too,
it's
yeah.
neither, and I'll go over what I think is happening. But Red says
Alright.
I don't like Aloy being a lesbian because Zero Dawn presented Aloy as being asexual.
I think Aloy.
See,
you're
that's
looking
fair.
at
Alloy.
Aloy. Aloy.
Now Alloy was scissored, not railroad.
Yeah.
Alloy. Okay, so what I think is happening when it comes to when you see like, oh, this is the face model, right? And then you see the character, you go, oh my god, they uglified her, right? So I think so I think a couple of things are happening. Okay. One, the picture that they're showing, right? They'll go, this is the model, and it's like this is the model in a 1996 picture, and like here's like a 2024 game where they used her face, like, yeah, but does she still look like this? Like, give me like if this game, if she got scanned in February of 2023, give me a picture from February 2023 so I can see, does she look like that, right? Like the Mary Jane model had jaw surgery, right? So the earlier pictures, her jaw looks different than the later pictures. And the later pictures, her jaw looks more like the Mary Jane jaw that everyone's like, oh my God, she got a big jaw, right? So that's one. I think because people want to be outraged, they're using pictures like that are out of date and not in line with
they
what she
age,
look
right?
like. Yeah.
None of these
Yeah,
people
or-
age gracefully. Yeah.
Like they'll use screenshots of the character in motion and then the model, like, and look at the model. It's like a nice headshot that's like has work and effort put into, and then it's like, look at her face. And it's like her mid talking and her face is all messed up, like it's like, well, that doesn't help anybody.
So one, out of date pictures to represent the models. Two, like you said, the screenshots are just bad screenshots on purpose. Three, guys, I don't know if you know this, but when they scan your face, okay, they scan your face. They don't scan your makeup. They don't scan your lighting. They don't scan your shadows, right? They scan.
Yes.
So
That's
you,
the difference.
you could take a model and you could put lighting a certain way and you could put foundation. You'll see there's like literally like TikTok videos and shit and like joke videos where like you'll see like a hot Asian chick and then they start taking their makeup off and it's like a fat dude and you're like,
yeah.
How did that happen?
What happened?
Oh, the Vladimir guy, like I what's it called? He's all over YouTube and TikTok and shit. It's literally a guy, a muscular Russian guy, and he fools people into thinking he's an e-girl. That's the magic of makeup.
Well, Grumpy says they admitted it. I'd like proof of that, Grumpy. Could you give me a link to them saying exactly not that they make them a little less attractive or they I want exactly what you're saying. They make them look like supermarket aunties on purpose. These people don't deserve that kind of credit. Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, like we could get into Gabbing with Geeks now if we want to just be like, let's throw up Aloy's model. Let's look at it, right? Like
It's another Gabbing with Geeks segment.
The game model or the character.
I'll be back in
model.
a few minutes, guys. See you guys later.
I have no standards, right? So it's like, girls are attractive to me. That's the reality situation. But I don't know if it's like, let's make girls look realistic, video game girls look realistic, or let's make them look what they used to be, which was unrealistic, sexy, right? Like realistic sexy is a thing that can exist. You're just like, yeah, that's what a normal person would look like if they were to try to act sexy or something,
I do get the so like going from one game to the next, you're like, wow, she was like prettier in the previous game. I go, yeah, okay, that's understood. Like, yeah, they definitely fucked something up between games, right?
Yeah, that I would think it was more of a rush development, bad modeling, something with the scanning rig. If it was clipping, they wanted to do whatever it was, right? Like,
yeah. All right, let's get into Sturgis. Man, we Sturgis, you're so boring that we just like rather have other conversations.
Just rather do Gabbing with Geeks early.
Well, she clearly was looking to be a straight character in the first game, and then they made her a lesbian in the second game with the DLC.
She's not a straight. She's like she's asexual. She's a video game character. There's no romance in that game, right? Like it's just like I want to kill the machines. I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. All I know is I must kill.
The collab report tells us something key. Games are a way for alphabet people to socialize. I mean, they can socialize just by, I don't know, going outside. But it
You told us we
Going-
can't do that. It's too
Yeah,
expensive.
going to the
to go
bar. Going to the bar.
Yeah. I just love that they're like, hey, video games can help LGBTQ people socialize. Like, fuck that. Why should they socialize on video games? Go outside. Like dude, maybe they just want a game. I personally, like, there's gay movies, right? I don't be like mad that they exist. I just like, okay, I don't want to watch that, but
Yeah.
it's whatever, right? Like, if there's a game that came out, it's like the new AAA game, super gay, fucking, I'd be like, okay, that's a thing. I'm not gonna play it, but cool that
Yeah.
it exists.
Like I said,
You saved
Life
me
is Strange.
$70. Yeah,
Like
I've never played Life is
I've talked-
Strange.
Yeah, I watched the story first, and I was like, oh, I like that story. And so when I was like, oh, it's on sale, I'll get it, I'll play it. You know, story driven games like that are easy. You don't have to, gameplay too hard. And yeah, so it's like, yeah, I like Life is Strange, like the original Arcadia Bay, or like that, and then Before the Storm. And yeah, I like that.
Stimulated says, I like going to bars and meeting women. I'm gonna disappoint later.
Because here's the thing, like, that a lot of these guys don't get, right? Well, Life is Strange, you get to choose to make Max a lesbian, really, or like, they do something like that. But here's the thing, like, the main character is a girl, right? And she has her best friend's a girl, and like, I don't hate women, so I'll watch the girl, right? Like, yes, I'd like to watch the girl be cute. Like, I guess that makes me gay somehow, right? Like, it's like the truly based man knows to avoid all women in games and only play men, shirtless men.
I only play women so I could watch their ass cheeks move.
The ass, yeah, like it's like, come on.
Nobody played Life is Strange, Wizard. It's just a walking simulator. He-Man is gay, but straight guy like it.
Yeah.
You know what's really gay? So I really liked Beastmaster when I was a kid, right? As a kid, Beastmaster's awesome. He's a guy who controls Beast, right? And then as a like an older teen, I was like, oh man, Beastmaster's on. Let's watch this, right? I was like watching. I was like, wow, this is really homoerotic. Like the way they're dressed, like all in leather, and they got like straps on. I'm like, wow, how did they, like, this is so fucking gay. Like, if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, this is a gay movie. What are you watching?
Like I hear about like I haven't seen it, but I hear about Top Gun, right? Like being homoerotic.
It also tells us something heartbreaking. The alphabet players don't feel that developers are thinking of them when they design games because they're not the majority of gamers.
So that's the cutoff. That's the reason.
Yeah. So if the majority of gamers were gay, you would be okay with it?
Yeah. So great replacement theory. Okay.
Straight white males. It's just like how these clowns want to.
Also, I love how he says that. Like, he's not white, right? It's really weird. Like, I understand, like, if you're as a white dude, you're like, yeah, straight white males are the majority. You should be pandering to us. He's like, as a Puerto Rican guy, him going, yeah, you should pander to straight white dudes. I'm like, I guess you don't, like, care? Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't want people to pander to me. I don't want people to pander to anyone, right? But if they were, like, if there was a wheel, like, we have to pander to someone on the wheel, I would be like, well, at least pander to me, right? Like, I don't want it. I'd prefer.
And I also I don't even know if straight white guys are the majority of gamers.
It depends. Like, are we going just all games, period? Right?
I don't know. Like, I just feel like if you like the stereotypical gamer, I would look at as
I think the majority of gamers are straight white males. If we get rid of mobile gaming, right? We take mobile gaming out of the equation.
That's
the majority of gamers are straight white males, right? Now, if we went and said, like walking simulator games, then that would shift, right? So like probably it's a more female. Or if we went like like on Sims, like if we went like the Sims type games, 100% more gamers playing the Sims are female, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stardew Valley type games, things like that. Like that was that one, Animal Crossing, right? The majority of gamers are female. Like if you go like Call of Duty, like the majority of people playing is probably straight white dudes, right? So I think it all depends. So to just say like They should focus on like all like just across the board. I go, no, that's dumb. Like if I'm gonna sell my fucking match 3 game, who's playing fucking match 3 mobile games? Women, 40s and older, right? That's the market you pander to because that's the market playing those games, right?
Yeah. And they're seeing a rise in these action adventure games. The more women are getting into them, and that's what they kind of want to go for. And there's still like the other ones, right, that people enjoy but we'll talk, we can talk about it all day.
Guy who likes Heelys, this is pretty much the reason. He says the only reason I would imagine is because there's a lot of white people in the U.S. Like even if every black person in the U.S. played games, it would still probably be less than white people. Probably.
If you're including the world, right? Like that's I was thinking more like I'm all the Asian people that play games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but even if you like, because they play a lot of mobile games and stuff, the Asian people, like India, they play mobile games. They don't really play console games or PC games, right?
Yeah, really though, if you were to qualify it, then we're not the top.
No. So yeah, so all the games should be like Asian ladyboys from Thailand.
And all mobile. Gotcha.
But here's the other thing, right? Like again, and I'll say this to the cows come home, right? If some company like Capcom's like, we're making a new game, it's called Mega Trans Man, right? And it's he's fighting Dr. Trans Wily, right? I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna play it, but I'm not like mad. I'm like, man, I really wish they just made a regular Mega Man, but they didn't, so I just won't buy it. Right?
You'd play it though if it was
no,
like
but what I'm saying is like it.
Because you want a new Mega Man.
Yeah, I do. I still got to play 11. I got to beat 11. I got to beat 11, and I got to go through all the X series.
If it was a trans like turn-based RPG. Probably.
Yeah, I just like whatever. Like if that was the focus, what I'm saying is like if it was like a game, AAA game dedicated to like
the trans experience
or trans experience, whatever, right? Like even if it was like dedicated to like being a fat Asian dude, right? Like there's a sumo game. I'd be like, it's not for me. Like it's for somebody, but not me, right? But I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, how dare Capcom make a game that's not for me? I just be like, that's dumb. I won't play it.
and especially for like new IPs, right? That's the like if Sony announced like Hyper Gay the game, right? And it's not like Hyper Gay Drifter, whatever. You're not taking away an IP, then why should most people care? If you're not destroying an IP, you're just like, yeah, you're just making a game that a majority of people probably aren't going to buy. But if it's like, yeah, we also made it with a small team in like Singapore or something, like it was just like, yeah, like whatever. It's like you don't have to. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, see, Grumpy's right. If that is the focus, I'm just not buying it. Simple. Yeah. I mean, and again, this goes to the idea that what they focus on is one single tree instead of the forest, right? Yeah. You can go, hey, this game is bad. It has bad graphics. It has bad storytelling. The pacing's bad. The fucking mechanics don't work right? It's glitchy. It's buggy. But to go, well, there's a gay guy in it. That's why it's bad. Like, yeah, no, that just sounds bigoted, right? Like, if that's your whole like qualifier for whether the game is good or bad,
make or break is yeah.
Then I'm like, well, yeah. And again, I've played games in genres that I don't normally play, right? Because as a game reviewer, as hey, you want a code, we want you to review this, or working at a website or whatever, right? They're like, hey, review this game. I played games that normally I would never have played, and you treat them fairly. You go, this is not a genre I like, I'm not familiar with it, but I played it, I tried it. Here's my experience. Yeah. Here's what I took away from it, right?
Yeah, when Idea Factory sent me the code and I graciously allowed it to be on your channel, I didn't think that I would have played Neptunia, right? And I was like, I don't know what this thing is, and then it was like, oh, it's a action RPG like Kingdom Hearts. So I'm like, oh, cool, and I was able to get into it with that. But still, it's like I see all that waifu anime stuff, and I was like, oh, like, not for me, not my thing.
I played one game, so I played. It was something Criminal Girls. It's like Criminal Girls 2 fucking Steam edition of some had some weird name to it, right? But it's basically a game about a bunch of anime women that go to hell and they got to fight their way out, like it's like repentance or some shit, right? And the main mechanic of the thing is, oh, you're like pleasuring, you're exercising the demons or whatever they phrase it, but really it's like, oh, you're trying to make the girls moan, right? The little anime girls. But in the Steam version, it was like all like it had a heavy pink hue on it, and then like a bunch of like steam clouds everywhere, so you couldn't really see what the fuck was going on, right? And so I reviewed it. I'm like, well, the actual gameplay part of it isn't that fun, right? And the only reason you would play it is to get to the spicy scenes, right? But if the spicy scenes are censored on Steam, then there's really no reason to play the game, right? And people were so fucking mad at me for that review. So mad. I got fired over that review because I reviewed it too low. The website felt that I was too harsh to the game, and that that was their first big review copy, right? So they took my review and they like chopped it up, and they doubled the score, and I had them like strip my name off the review because it was so like fucking far from what I actually wrote. But the point is, it was a genre that I don't play, right? And if the game had delivered on what it promised, then it would have got a good review. But it didn't, so it got a bad review, right? That's it. If a game has great mechanics, but you're like, hey, it's got great mechanics, it's really good, but the story is lacking. And if the reason the story is lacking is because I couldn't relate because it's, everyone in the game is fucking flaming, right? Like everyone's all prancing around. I'm like, wow, that really brought me out of it. Then yeah, that's understandable. But just to be like, oh, it's just got a gay guy, so I'm not even gonna play it. I'm not even gonna think about this game.
Yeah, it goes back to just the normal storytelling of like make your characters relatable to others, even if they wouldn't normally relate to them by having the real world problems, right? And they're seeing the problems and all, and empathy and all that stuff, and you just need good writing. But yeah, to just be like, it has woman, it has gay, it is bad. I've always hated that.
Tony couldn't jerk it to the game, so he gave it a 3. Damn right.
Hard to play this game one-handed. You wrote it.
You got canned for not shilling? That is one of the worst parts about our game. Yeah, it was so crazy. I actually gave it an. And if the review was fucking long, right? It wasn't like some like one paragraph. It was like a whole fucking page. It was like 7 or 8 paragraphs. Like I went into detail about the mechanics of the game and the different systems, right? Because it had like an actual RPG part of it, and then the other stuff. And I was just like, yeah, the RPG stuff was bad, and here's why. And I was comparing it to other games and going, this other game did this mechanic better or worse, or And one of the faults with me, right? One of the things that I noticed a lot, like when I review stuff, is I have to kind of pull back sometimes. I go, well, if you're a new player, right? If you're a 13-year-old kid who's never played a video game before, or you're just getting into video games, right? Like this will seem cool to you, right? Because it's brand new mechanics, right? Brand new thing. Like you played Spider-Man, right? Without playing Batman, so like you don't realize that the borrowing of the combat system, or how that combat system is better, right? It's a similar system, but that one they did it a little bit better in this game versus that game, right? So because I've played so many games and read so many books and seen so many movies and TV shows, right? I'm constantly going, well, yeah, that's good, but I've seen that already. That's a trope to me already. I knew where that was going because I've seen that story in another thing, 3 years ago. So I always got to pull myself back and try to put myself in the shoes of somebody with less media literacy, for lack of a better term.
Make women look ugly. Meanwhile, again, the majority of gamers are male. And continue. There are so many alphabet developers, and we want what players want. To design experiences that tell the player we're here, we're important, we belong. No, we just want games with.
No, that's what they want, not you. They didn't ask you what you wanted.
Great stories, great characters, and good gameplay. And we don't even. Real gamers don't really care that much about graphics. I mean, people.
Yeah, they do. Don't lie. That's the biggest cope ever, guys. There's so many games that I'll look at in the fucking PlayStation Store, and it sounds cool. And I look at the fucking little pictures and go, nah, that looks like shit. I'm not gonna play that.
Well, like
I'm not gonna
there's
waste my time playing
that
it.
there's that quote where it's like, I want cheaper games that come out faster and that are shorter and look uglier, right? Because it's the idea of like waiting forever for like a game and then paying like $80 for it, and then it like takes like hours or something, and just more like I just like a good story with a good game with like some lesser graphics that you could kind of take in little bites, you know. That quote I do see around.
I think it's exactly what I said about the comic book, right? There's like a level. There's a
Yeah.
level of like competency, right? Like if you meet that minimum competency, that's fine, right? Like if a game looks like, even if it looks like a PS2 game, right? Like if I bought a PS5 game, it looks like a PS2 game, right? That's fine. That's a level of competency because PS2 wasn't that bad looking, right? But if I buy a game, I'm like, it's dog water, like it's dog water. The worst, it's just dog shit looking, right? And you're like, no, that's not good.
Yeah, like Nintendo, like on the Switch, right? Will make a lot. There's a lot of Nintendo Switch games that are, you know, that are made to look cartoony and all this, and they'll have stylized stuff. So they're shorter and they're cheaper, right? Like it's basically like the idea.
Stimulated says, I won't buy any game day one unless it's FromSoft or Dragon Quest. I still have to beat Dragon Quest. Was it 11, 12? One of those.
Yeah, and another thing I want to add about like women getting uglier as a yeah, like as a willing choice from DEI. I just feel like if you wanted to do all this LGBTQ representation, I mean, lesbians would like attractive women too. So it's like it just feels like a something else really going on with that. I don't know if it's also a Me Too thing, because game industry got Me Too too. You know, Ubisoft had it.
Yeah.
David Cage had it. You know, it went through there just as much. So it could be something like that, just as easy than punishing straight guys.
No, I think it's just punishing. Just here's the thing: just don't buy it, right? And everyone always goes, "Well, we'll let the market decide," right? People don't want that. Then, like the game sells 1 million, you're like, "Well, apparently someone wanted it." Right?
Or depending on what engine it runs on. If it's Unreal, then get it on PC and mod it, and then make them.
No, but we're saying like they'll be like, "How dare they make?" They covered up Chun-Li's legs in Street Fighter 6. They're like, everyone still buys the game. Like, well, apparently people do want it, right?
Yeah, and
like you're complaining, but you're still buying it.
I mean, she's still also like thighed up like hell. So like, you know, and they'll also sell the alternate costume, which I'm pretty sure they did anyway, like back to you. So it's like,
who plays games to jerk off though? Yeah. That was one of the I've had this argument so many times because I've seen people like, oh my god, you get nude mods on PC. I'm like, but why? Like I've never like I'm sitting there playing like The Witcher, going, man, wouldn't it be cool if just all the background characters were naked? Like, no, like, like at that point, I just like, let me just put on a porno, right? Like, I'm an adult now. I'm not like some like if I was 12, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, it's fucking dope. They're all naked, right? I'm like, if I'm an adult, I'm like, yeah, I just would watch porn if I wanted
probably depends on the game.
What game would be improved if everyone was just naked?
Well, okay, well, everyone or like your playable girl character.
Even your playable girl character. I've seen people like mod fucking like Tekken or like Street Fighter. They're like fighting naked. I'm like,
well, yeah.
Like, but why?
Well, there's that one. There's like if you're like Horizon, people did it. There's Nier Automata. People do it. Like Nier Automata gets close anyway. But
yeah, but I'm saying like, what does that? How does that improve the game?
I don't know if it improves it, but it doesn't hurt it. If you're just like,
oh yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt it. But I'm saying like people are like they want it, right? So there's a reason. And I go, why?
Yeah, well, if they're like, if
they go, well, I'm trying to jerk off. I'm not trying to jerk off to the game. Okay, you're not trying to jerk off.
Well, yeah, if they're that much,
why do you want her naked?
Yeah, if they're that much of a coomer, where it's like, yeah, like if it was a game I've played 100 times, and it's just like, yeah, and this time she's naked, or this time she's Wonder Woman, right? Or like, doing that, it's like different. But if it's more like I can't enjoy it unless the character is naked, then yeah, you have other problems.
See, Grumpy's like, it doesn't improve anything. BMX Triple X was, and it changed nothing. Like I can see like you go, hey, let's mod a Near Automata instead of Near. Now it's like Zero from Mega Man X. Like, oh, that's fucking cool, right? Like now she's naked. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, if you want to use the mod to make like your Cope sequel game, that it's like, yeah, this is like I could pretend that it's something else.
Stimulated says because they're gooners now, Wizard. Yeah, boomer.
That's the thing. Like, if you're a Coomer, you actually finish. If you're a Gooner, you.
Tommy says it improves retention time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it, right? Like if it was like, here's a game, like even not even a nude mod, where it's like here's the game where the girl's like in a bikini, right? It's like it's no different, you know. It's just more like, yeah.
I think it's just because I'm older now, honestly. Because again, I played DOA back in the day, right? And it was like, oh yeah, you unlock the costume. It's like, oh, now she's in a buddy costume. Oh shit, now she's in like a bikini, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, this is cool. Now as an adult, it's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm not like, oh man, which costume should I put on her? Just like, this is the character I like because she fights cool.
Yeah,
or this, I know these moves.
Default, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Because again, maybe it's because I've had sex. I think once you have sex, you're just like, yeah.
Or having enough times where you're like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah. When you get to the point where you're like, when someone goes, you want to have sex, and you go, it's too hot.
Yeah.
Well, once you hit that level of like comfortableness, you're just like, yeah, it's not important anymore.
You know, it's like Tony doesn't even want his women in porn naked. He's just like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Sometimes you'll see them like she's hot and she'll take her clothes off, like, wow.
Yeah.
Put the clothes back on. It's not as hot anymore for some reason.
Yeah, Tony is older and has low T. Yeah, that is.
I don't have low T.
Reality.
That's the thing.
He was castrated and he can't like he's just like, yeah, whatever. It's a eunuch.
DOA volleyball nude would be cool, just saying.
A eunuch, as Rich would say.
No. Wizard can't relate, sadly. I still acknowledge you though, Wizard.
Yeah. Hey, if I'd sacrifice, you know, if what you're saying is true and the cooming isn't as important after it, and it's like, hey, I'll sacrifice it. You know, maybe I'll focus more.
It's not important, but it's not that it's not important. It's that you're an adult now. You're like, wow, this is stupid.
Maybe it's just because like you're out of like breeding age, right? Like you're just like.
No, I think it's realistic.
The elder,
like,
you know, the elder lion.
What are you watching?
Out
what are you watching it for, right? You're like trying to get titillation, right? You're like, oh man, this is sexy.
The neuron activation.
I'm like, well, if I want that, I could just call someone up, right? Like, if that's what I'm looking for, that's what I'm saying. Like, if maybe it's because I'm not lonely. How's that sound? Right? If I was like a lonely dude that had this was his only outlet,
there's married
married
guys. I feel like there's married guys that still will be like, I want the hot chick, right? Like, and I'll have a hot chick nearly naked.
56 says when you've had it, you don't fiend for it like a virgin.
Like I said, I think it's just you're older. You know, I think
WWE lingerie match game. They had
a lot of these around here. You got a lot of these old guys, right? You know, they're not.
Cooming is always important. Don't listen to Tony.
You know, they're not part of the breeding pool anymore. You know, they're old. They're
post-nut clarity helps me work harder.
The lions.
Sex is for men that is over 5'9" only.
Yeah, like you know, like the old lions are gonna get forced out of the pride. You know, and the young
56K warnings. He says, "I'll pass up on poon if I want to do other things." You'll eventually get to that point, Wizard.
Well, I mean, by the time I get to that point, I will be like, yeah, I'll be a monk at this point. I don't care.
People who've never had intercourse don't know how sweaty and stinky things get. So I don't know.
Anyway, no, I mean like nude mods aren't the be all end all, but I'm not gonna also, depending on who's nude, you know, I'm not gonna shame you, but I am gonna kind of be like,
shaming anyone. I just never got it. I just never understood it.
I've been playing Minecraft forever, and it's not the best graphically looking game ever.
Everyone always brings up fucking Minecraft. Minecraft is good not because of the graphics; it's because of all the other shit.
Yeah, and
you do anything.
They also added like shaders and crap to make Minecraft look like really good too. Like it's not like.
Also, Minecraft doesn't look bad. Minecraft is just blocky. It's part of
Yeah,
the aesthetic of Minecraft, right?
Evolution. Yeah.
A game again. I'm trying to think of what's a game that looks like fucking crap. There's probably games that if I went
Um,
to
games that like just bad graphics that are like kind of recent because there's like Xbox.
well, that one that we
360
showed,
ones.
that one that Sturgis, that we went like, what the hell is this? Like 1001 swords or whatever the fuck
You
that
didn't
was.
show
Fights.
that on screen though. You just looked at it.
You sure didn't?
Nope. You just showed it was the picture on the thing.
I thought I showed it. I thought I showed the.
Oh no, you did. Yeah, with the platformer. That's right. Yeah.
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 Like, it just looked bad. Like,
even then, like that's retro graphics though. It would have to be something that's like trying to be really good, but like 7 Days to Die just came out, and I don't know if they've actually improved the graphics or anything, but that one looked real bad. Like it's just like the janky movements and all Unity stuff, and it's just like a
yeah, but if you look at 7 Days of Die, 'cause I'm looking at it, like, if you were like from like 1990, you're like, oh my god, this looks so great.
well, yeah, but it's a
2024.
modern game though. Like it's not a 1990 game. Like that's what, like, if you put it within its time period it came out, that's the litmus test, you know.
Well, I'm saying, like, it couldn't you say it also has retro graphics?
No, but it's not trying to be like a retro indie game. It's trying to be like oh, here's a modern game, right? Like it's Unity. Like it's not trying. It's not like if they're trying to be like we're doing a retro, you know, PS2 game. You know.
Let me see. I could probably find the game real quick. Hold on. I'll just go.
I'm just trying to think of something that jumps out as being like we put it out like this year, something like it's a modern game, right? And it's just like here it is, ugly. You know, it's just like I can't.
There's a lot of. I'm telling you, I turn down so many games. I get offered keys for games all the time, and I'm like, this is shit. Like I would never like play this. Like it just looks
like if it had graphics unironically like the Spider-Man PlayStation 1, like the computer, you know, the one that was before Enter Electro, you know, that first Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Neversoft or whatever. Like that one where they're just like the graphics are really bad for that, but because it's old, like, you know, it's just what it is. But and not even trying to be like retro, it's just that's what it looks like. It'd be like, oh.
Yeah, let me see. This game looks like shit. I don't know if this is retro.
Well, do you see pixels? So pixelated is really what I wanted to say. Pixelated.
Yeah, it's pixelated, but it looks like shit. Hold on. And again, I don't think this is bad. I think this is just what we would call basic, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Even then, like the character portraits aren't bad.
Yeah, they're not bad, but they're not like good. They're not like, oh man, I really want to look at this for like 6 hours.
It's UI stuff more than graphics.
No, but you can see like the graphics in the
yeah, like it needs some texturing there.
Like this, like look at it. Like,
yeah,
this
mobile
ugly.
gaming 56. Yeah, the mobile games would be the ones that would really have like the kind of trying to be realistic, but just have that gross.
Look at this. This is gross. I think this is gross.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I played. Think about Uncharted Waters on Super Nintendo. Is what this game is basically trying to be like, and that those graphics look way better than this. This just looks like basic fucking
like Legend of Zelda's like dungeon, like trees and all that has more life to them, like more texture. Like there's no sand texture there; it's just tan. There's no like little dots or anything.
Yeah, I'll show you another one. I'm pulling back the curtain so you can see what kind of shit they try to get me to play. Look at this shit. Would you play this?
Oh yeah, no, that is pretty bad. There's something there, but yeah, it's kind of like the mice game, but
no, they're just terrible. It's like a drawing that they like try to like digitize and then like
no. I guess a lot of it's in. I was trying to think more AAA, like what would jump out as being like, man, that had some rough graphics, like. But if
I don't think I've seen like AAA that are bad. Just like there's AAA that maybe I don't like, or I don't like that kind of game.
That's what.
I've
That's why I
never
was like,
seen
there's nothing. Because 7 Days to Die wasn't AAA, but just more notable. Like people knew about it, Because usually it's something like Among Us, where they're working within a style, so it's okay, right? Like it didn't try to be anything great, Yeah. Oh well.
Let's see. Man, there's a lot of games. Poon Puzzle. They want me to get Poon Puzzle so you could review that for us.
Is that like one of those where you just gotta solve the puzzle and reveal the picture or whatever? Like 360 used to have those.
It's a bunch of images. It's like an image that they cut up and then you have to like rearrange it to get the image.
Yeah, that's what he said. Solve the puzzle and get the picture.
No, it's not solve a puzzle. It is like it is the puzzle. That the puzzle is the picture.
Yeah, like I said, 360 used to have those.
No, but I'm saying like there's not. It's not like
we're saying the same.
It's not. No, but it's not like a picture of like a landscape and you solve it and then you get a nudie picture.
Yeah.
No, it's like a nudie picture that's just chopped up.
Yeah. Like I said, they used to have those in 360.
So many shitty 2D Dark Souls wannabes out there. Among Us doesn't work alone. Even with people, it's not great. Goon Puzzle, yeah. Goon Puzzle. Back to Sturgis.
Oh yeah, guy who likes Healy. The Kong. That's what it is. That Kong game that came out. That's what counts as like the head. It wasn't like AAA, but it was notable, and that was bad. That was
the Gollum game. Gollum game.
And Gollum too. Yeah, those are the ones that are like those jump out as being like, yeah, these are just bad graphics. Like, no excuse for that.
Oh man, I have a bunch of airline points I can use.
Going on vacation again. For no.
Her stance stirred significant controversy, with many accusing her of prioritizing an agenda over the integrity of game narratives. Kenny's extended 12-part Twitter thread defending her role as a narrative consultant further fueled the fire, beginning with, "Some of you don't seem to understand how narrative consulting on games work. Don't worry, I do. I'm pretty sure you don't." She asserted specifically.
I'm pretty sure she does if she works at the job. Right? Like, you might not like what she does. You might not agree with what she does. But I think she knows what she does, right? That's a fair assessment to have, right? Am I wrong, Wizard?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Because she's like, I'm a narrative consultant. I know what it works. She's like, no, you don't. Yeah. So apparently, she was also the one who had this little controversy.
Because I don't like you, you are underqualified.
You don't know how to do your job. So again, I don't think she was putting representation over storytelling. She was just saying, hey, let's try to include it in. I don't think she said, hey, even if it doesn't work or even if it makes the game bad, put it in. I think she's just like, let's make the game good, but also include it, right? Like, I think that's what she wanted.
Specifically referencing her collaboration with Sweet Baby Inc., a consultancy known for its emphasis on diversity and inclusion in storytelling, which anything Sweet Baby Inc. so far has touched has been garbage. Or the company.
God of War Ragnarok was good.
Didn't they work on a bunch of other games too that no one knew about before that were like really good?
Yeah.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah, probably God of War 1.
That Zao game, I know it just came out and like they laid off a bunch of people, but it was free on PS Plus. It looked pretty decent. I was planning to eventually try it out. I mean, again, it's a game. It's a brand new IP focused on African American culture, not African American, African culture, right, and African mythology, right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they wanted. That was what the game that they were building, right? Like,
yeah, and it's like
it's closed.
That's what most people kept saying they wanted, right? To being like, don't mess with other IP, do your own thing. Don't make the Norse people black. Like God of War, like they got mad at Angerboda, which was kind of stupid in hindsight. But it's like, don't do that. Make an African mythology game. And someone did. Oh, DEI. It's like, well, it's not.
Weren't you going all over them back in the Gap, Tony? All over who?
This girl.
I am someone who is a case by case person, right? I don't play team sports. So if somebody on my team says something stupid, I'll go at them. If somebody on the other team says something stupid, I'll go at them. It all depends, right? Again, I don't agree with pushing agendas, but I'm not going to let someone lie about what the person said or how they approach a certain thing, right? I don't agree with Mary Kenny, but I think that Mary Kenny knows how her job works, right? I think consultancy, and I've talked about it, I think like Sweet Baby Inc. and consultancy things are stupid. You should let people make the games they want to make, right? And therein lies the rub. If somebody wants to make a game that's LGBTQ, they should be allowed to. Tony is on the rainbow team. I'm fabulous. I'm also very secure in my sexuality, my heterosexuality. I'm super straight.
I mean, just look at Volition. This move to CD Projekt Red.
Just look at Volition. What happened? I hate when he says things like without any context, and I don't know what he's talking
Volition
about. Company
went woke and got shut down.
Is that what happened?
I think they shut down Volition.
No, I think they shut down because they got bought out by that one company that was like buying up a whole bunch of other companies.
Microsoft?
Like, no, the Swedish one, the one that was like buying a bunch of shit.
Oh, Embracer Group?
Yeah, Embracer. Because they put out the Saints Row update and then that like bombed. And I played it. It wasn't bad. Like the game, again, gameplay was what it is. It was fucking Saints Row style gameplay, right? The story was a little cringy, but it didn't beat you over the head. They weren't like, you need to be like pro LGBT. They're just like, this guy's like a vegan, right? And this guy is a fucking dork. And this guy's like, they were just those characters, right? It was just a bunch of characters that maybe you didn't like, but they weren't like offensive to me, right?
No. And what the clips I saw out of context, they weren't funny, but a lot of, because I only played Saints Row 3 and 4 and Get Out of Hell, a lot of that, if you put it, it's also kind of not funny. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't like those. I actually got out of the Saints Row. I liked Saints Row 1 and 2. I thought they were really good.
I hear they're good. I hear they're good. I haven't played them.
And then Saints Row 3, because it was like Saints Row was supposed to be like, look, we're like GTA, but a little bit sillier, right? Like a little more over the top. Like where GTA was grounded, because they were playing off of San Andreas, right? So San Andreas was kind of grounded, right? Mm-hmm. It had a couple like wacky missions, but nothing over the top. Like Saints Row was like, we're like over the top, like, oh my god, like we're doing these like weird explosions and like shooting rockets down the street and stuff, right? But it still was like a gangbanger game, right? Second one, same thing. By the third one, they like completely got rid of like the grounding of the game and just like went over the top. Like everything was just like extra wacky. Oh my god, it's like fucking Deadpool. I hate Deadpool humor. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of that. It was more grounded in 3 and then went straight off the rails for 4 and Get Out of Hell. But I want to play that Volition Punisher game. I want Volition to make a Punisher game again.
Saints Row world design has always been straight ass. Yeah. I finally figured out the voter ID issue. People don't know what an ID is, and that your driver license is an ID.
There you go. Solved it.
I enjoy a good gangbang.
Best known for its acclaimed Witcher series and the ambitious yet initially troubled Cyberpunk 2077 raises critical questions about the direct.
Does he just keep reading? Does he keep reiterating the exact same thing?
Yes, that's this whole article.
This is like the third or fourth time we've heard that she's moving to CD Projekt Red, which is known for The Witcher.
Direction of the gaming industry and who's in charge of the hirings. CD Projekt Red, despite its past challenges, has been a beacon of hope for many gamers who value deep, immersive storytelling rooted in rich, expansive worlds. But then again, this is the same company that celebrated their diversity charter award for a menstrual leave benefit. So, and you can see the tweet here, which
I mean, I'm all for that. Have you ever worked with like menstruating women? Like if they need to, like, okay, like you're menstruating, you're gonna go home. Yeah, let's do that. I'm okay with that. I'm fine.
I'm one of those guys that don't want to hear about it if it's happening.
Yeah, just,
I'm like, yeah, cool, like, go.
Why?
Still laughing about
He
that?
was so annoyed by it. Hold on. I gotta hear that again.
If it's so, and you can see the tweet here, which, why?
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I could laugh at the stupidity of this. Like, hey, got a menstrual award, and yeah, I can make a joke how I don't want to work with women on their period, right? And he's just so like mad that it exists. I find that funny.
Kenny's arrival could signify a shift that many real gamers fear and continue to move towards prioritizing social
Many real gamers, not just gamers, but real gamers.
Real game.
agendas over the course.
Who's popping in? Is that TJ?
He's back.
Yep.
He's back on his vodka run.
Gaming experience, the thing that's been destroying the video game industry from the inside out, and it seems like the rise of indie games is where.
Again, this is like the weirdest thing, right? They'll go, the gaming industry is being destroyed. Indie games, that's what you need to buy, right?
Gamers
Then
are rising.
No, but if gamers are rising, wouldn't like AAA should be dead already? And like indie, like there's no indie games selling as much as the next fucking Last of Us, right? Why is The Last of Us still outselling like these indie games, right?
Because
and I played really good indie
are
games.
buying.
So again, I don't know. You say let the market decide, and it looks like the market's decided, and you're wrong, right? You're just wrong. Like maybe you think because you and the six manly men that you hang out with are like, yeah, fuck DEI, whatever, right? And we're never gonna buy those games. Like maybe because you're just not, so what I'm looking for. You don't socialize with enough people that have different opinions on things, right? You're not open to hearing other people's opinions. So maybe in your bubble that you're in, you think that's the majority opinion, and probably you're wrong. It just seems that way, right? Again, I don't agree with it. I'm just going, well, these games keep selling. Someone's buying them, right?
Really at. While great strides have been made, this incident is proving that the battle is never over. The heart of the issue lies in the perception that Kenny is not merely a gamer. None of these people are, but an agenda pusher. He cares more about
none of which people, Sturgis. None of which people are gamers.
The sexuality than anything else from what I've researched. Her public statements and professional focus have.
Also, I don't know how. I don't have to stress this enough, right, guys? The people that work on games don't have to be gamers, right? Okay, I know that's controversial opinion. I'll be quoted. People will take me out of context. The guy writing the story for the game doesn't need to ever have played a game. He just has to write a good story. Right?
Right.
The guy programming the trees.
George R. R. Martin
Yeah.
wrote for
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah. The guy programming the trees or the driving mechanics or the shooting or the sound effects or
those
or
can
the
be
fucking-
random graphics designers, by the way.
Yeah, none of those people have to actually play games. I don't care. Right?
You make
Playing
a 3D
games-
model, you're good.
Yeah, being a gamer doesn't inherently make you better at making a game, right?
Yeah, dialogue people, right? Like
Yeah.
they're writing stories, they don't need to worry about gameplay mattering,
Counter programming, biggest problem I see.
Always. Every Friday.
Consistently centered on the representation and inclusion of marginalized groups in gaming. Again, who cares? While diversity
You care, apparently. Again, who cares?
Who cares, boy?
representation are undeniably important, the concern is that such priorities can sometimes overshadow the fundamental.
Wow, Smash JT said diversity and representation are undeniably important. I think you should cancel him. Definitely shouldn't be saying that, right?
Elements of what make games enjoyable and engaging. That is the core issue at play here. Kenny's trajectory exemplifies a broader trend within the gaming industry where hiring decisions seem increasingly influenced by an individual's advocacy and social stance rather than their.
She worked on a whole bunch of really good games. And apparently she wrote as the writer, right? They went, wow, you wrote for this game and that game did really well. We want you to hire you, right?
Passion for gaming and storytelling. We don't know about her passion for gaming or storytelling.
Yeah, I don't know if she has any. I just know that she worked on a bunch of games that apparently did really well, and then she wrote them. And so
Yeah.
some other company went, "Hey, we would like to hire
I was
you."
saying
Right?
that's what Smash would want is passion for gaming and storytelling. So it's like, what if she did an interview like, yeah, me and my friends used to hang out at the arcades and then we'd go and play the, whatever all day. And then
Well,
I
then
did
she'll
that
do
all
the
the way.
Sarkeesian grift, right?
I've
Oh, I
played
used to
every
play Crash
single
Bandicoot.
I played every single game through college, right? And I also read like
Yep.
900,000 books all at the same time. And then it's like, what? It's so you should be okay with it then, all right? Like obviously, to have a passion for gaming and storytelling.
They don't even complain about gameplay 95% of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your passion for gaming and storytelling. This shift is worrying for many within the gaming community. Those of us who fear that beloved franchise might be altered or deleted to fit specific social narratives.
Also, I hate to say this,
Beloved
right?
franchise.
You guys, all of you people, the entirety of the fucking gaming community, stop being simps for franchises. Okay, I love things.
Yes.
I like things. I like Street Fighter, right? But if suddenly the next Street Fighter game was just all fat black lesbians, like Street Fighter 7, the all black lesbian edition, I would just move on to a different franchise.
King of Fighters.
Yeah, okay. Looks like I'm playing fucking
Build Less
King of
than
Fighters.
King. Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah.
I'm playing more Tekken. Looks like I'm playing more Mortal Kombat. Guys, don't get bogged down in this. Like, this is my franchise. I have to have it. That's the same shit with like Star Wars and all that. Like, yeah, okay, it's not for you anymore. Move on.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
have
unless-
to be for you. You can
Dude,
find something that is for you. Right? If this
Yeah.
isn't for you, find the thing that is for you.
There's a lot of spiritual successors coming out, where people who grew up
especially in
on
gaming. Yeah.
yeah, where people grow up on a certain game and that it moved away from what people liked about it. So they're like, oh well, I'm making this will remind you. It's got some quality of life stuff. It will remind you of a lot of that stuff. Like those types
There's
of
no
things.
Castlevania, you have Bloodstained. Easy.
You know the Aki Sports, the Ukes, like Nintendo 64 wrestling games. People love that. They're like, oh, it's so great.
Yeah.
They're making every year. There's like a new fucking wrestling game. It's like it's a spiritual successor to that N64 wrestling style game.
To No Mercy, right?
Yeah, to No Mercy. Yeah,
That's what
So
Fight Forever was
there-
supposed to be.
there are things out there. Look for the things if you don't have them anymore, right? If you're like, oh, they completely ruined Mega Man. Like I love turn-based RPGs, right? Final Fantasy moved away from that. I don't constantly bitch and moan about how Final Fantasy ruined itself, and like I go, okay, what is a turn-based RPG that I can play? Okay, there's this other thing. Dragon Quest still does it, right? These other games do it, and I just play those. That's it.
Like I like the Batman Arkham games. They're not making them anymore with the combat, and so it's like that's why I'm like, oh, I'm got my eyes on that Wonder Woman one because if it plays more like Shadow of Wardor, it may have some Arkham in there, and like, hey, it's good. Or if there's Arkham and Arkham combat is used in a lot of other games too, so it's like want to look at some of those.
56K says people wanted Call of Duty 4, but no one played the remastered version. Yeah, exactly. People don't know what they want, and I've said this so many times. Like people think they know what they want, they don't know what they want. What do you mean by you people? You know what I mean. What I mean is,
Don't make me scrub the brown off you too.
yeah.
Of all the franchises that have been done the dirtiest Twisted Metal is by David Jaffe himself.
I don't know how they fucked that up. All you had to do is just the first, second, and game were they set the fucking the script, right? Just keep doing the same thing. Different cars, different tracks. You just drive around.
That's
you didn't have to like make it 3D or just the same fucking thing. Just
everything
year.
online, different cars for.
Yeah, then you had like deep
You're not playing as
lore
the
and
characters.
story.
Oh god, yeah,
Fuck that.
that was
like,
a mess.
I just want cars shooting missiles at each other, trying to survive. I love how the first one was kind of a race, and then like by the second one they just abandoned the idea of it being a race, and it was just like just drive around and shoot each other.
And that's the thing is you would think it would just be easy to just do the cheaper route and just be like, yeah, we're just kind of putting less money into it, like that Contra game you played, even though that was like kind of short, no, whatever. but it was more just like, yeah, it's like plays like it's a modern game that plays like old Contra or something like that. Like
it was 100% like this is kind of like you want.
It wasn't
Contra,
trying
you
to be
got
like
Contra.
first person shooter, 60 hours long, big narrative, all this stuff. Like it was just like, yeah,
I think it was just overpriced. I think that was the issue with
yeah,
me. Like,
it probably needed more story to it. It seemed like.
Well, no, you don't need more story. I think more levels. Because again, it's a Contra game. It doesn't need story. Right? You just need things.
I'm saying
shoot.
length.
I think.
Like I just feel like having like it just because you played it start to finish in like a couple hours. I was more like, oh, that's the game. Like,
yeah, that was it.
So it's like if you just put a little more effort into it, you make it a little longer, and just do games like that.
The hiring of Kenny by CD Projekt Red speaks volumes about the current state of the industry. It suggests a growing willingness among major game developers to align themselves with social and political causes, potentially at the.
They just hired a lady. They didn't like align themselves with a political cause.
The dramatization.
It's just one lady at one position. Calm down, Smash. It's gonna be okay.
Expense of the creative freedom and diversity of thought that have long been the bedrock of the gaming world. For those who cherish the rich, intricate stories and immersive worlds that games like the Witcher series have provided.
Okay, so the Witcher series, Smash. I don't know if you know this, but they're based on books.
This
and I'll
trend
say this: they were all on rails. They weren't really that immersive. I hate to say.
Yeah. They weren't that open world.
They're just big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played 3. I'll tell you what. I played Witcher 3. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, Witcher 3!" And I've said this before, right? Witcher 3 is so great, so great. And I played it, and I think I got like an hour and a half into it, and I was like, "Wow, this is so fun. Like this is so boring." Like I don't know, maybe like 10 hours in it opens up, or like 15. Maybe I didn't play it long enough.
Probably like 5. I mean, you got to get to open up spot.
I enjoyed the DLC more.
Every game has that kind of like slog where it's like, is this gonna?
Yeah, but that slog was such a slog that I couldn't get over the hump.
True.
I get like a lot of games have that like opening hump that you get once you get over it, right? But like I couldn't get over it. Like it was just that slow to me.
Yeah, and guy who likes Ely's is right, even though it sounds funny out of context. But Witcher 3 ruined the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's just funny.
He's not wrong.
It's kind of true. But I do like Origins though. Origins.
It does.
Origins had time. That was its thing. They took off a year for that.
It does out of context. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what? Weird. But no, it's because they tried to copy Witcher 3.
And Skyrim ruined The Witcher. Look at that. So it's like every franchise ruins the next.
It's because everyone, whatever makes a lot of money, everyone tries to copy.
Yeah.
Mary Keeney's move from Insomniac Games to CD Projekt Red is more than just a career change. It is a symptom of a broader issue within the gaming industry.
Wow, could you imagine getting a new job and then someone writes an article how like you getting a job is such a destruction, like Tony getting a new job to the garbage industries, it's destruction. It's a broader symptom of the garbage.
That sounds like the CG, the new CG narrative. Yeah. We're out here destroying comics.
What did Rito say it was? Like, the garbage factory? Like the garbage factory industry is now destroyed because Tony got a new job.
Gamers and advocates for the integrity of our beloved medium, it is crucial to call out and scrutinize such developments. These are not gamers. They are activists. That is 100% correct. While representation and inclusion are
they can be both. It's not like mutually exclusive.
Obviously vital naturally, they should not come at the cost of the artistic and narrative.
What is that? Okay, so I got to take issue with where he's like, representation and inclusion are obviously vital naturally. There's no such thing. Like, unless like lightning hits your head and you're like, black guy in the game. Boom, right? Like, games aren't really made like that, especially at bigger companies, right? I think this speaks to a broader problem in the gaming community. Like, they don't know how games are made, right? Like The Witcher. The Witcher is obviously, they go, okay, what's in the book? Put that in the game, right? Boom. That's easy. But for like other games, it's like, okay, we want to make a game that appeals to 18 to 20-year-olds, boomers, right? And you go, okay, what are they like? And you go, boom, boom, boom. Like, and you start checking off boxes. And like most games, unless it's indie, where it's like a guy with an idea and then he makes a game, right? Most games, there's discussions and there's panels and there's pitches, right? It's not just like, you make a game, do whatever you want, go. you also make a game. Like Capcom's not like just pointing at people. They go, okay, here's what we need. We need a new shooter, right? And they go, okay, this is we need a new shooter. We're not gonna have it be part of any franchise. We want it to appeal to the Generation Z, right? Start pitching ideas, and then they come up with things, and that's how they get. It's not natural, right?
Narrative depth that defines truly great games, which is what they did.
Tony, I platinum trophied Witcher 3. Who the fuck are you?
What the fuck are you?
I'm the guy who didn't get past like the opening.
Poorly with The Last of Us, and now that's a dead franchise.
Okay,
the industry needs to strike a balance.
Tony, one question about The Witcher 3. You quit so early. Did you see the redhead?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I was just because it's like if you stop before then, it's like, oh, well.
Then you're missing out.
It respects both the need for diversity and the essence of what makes gaming a unique and cherished form of entertainment. The interesting thing is that games have always been diverse naturally. I mean,
really, no.
I want to see that look.
That face
that
he
look.
makes. Yeah.
The interesting thing is that games have always been diverse naturally.
Look at that look. Look at that smile.
Smug Sturgis.
Happy right now.
I don't.
Happy little gnome.
Okay, so as I'm dying, I think this is a weird thing, right? Because were games diverse always? No. And the reason why, and this is a crucial thing we have to discuss, right? Graphic fidelity has improved immensely since the beginning of gaming. Pong, I don't know if there was diversity in Pong. It was two L's, two small L's, and a fucking dot, right?
Yeah.
Adventure was a dot.
Tetris.
Early gaming. No, I'm talking about like early gaming. Tetris is different. Like by the time Tetris, we had Mario and stuff like that. I'm saying like early gaming, 8-bit gaming, it wasn't really a lot of things, right, that they could do. So it was like, oh, here's a dot, here's like two dots. Maybe you got like a Pitfall Harry every once in a while, right? So I don't know if it was quote unquote diverse. Is Qbert considered diversity? I don't know, right?
Pretty sure he's asexual.
Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, but Mrs. Pac-Man is just Pac-Man in drag. It's trans Pac-Man.
Woke.
Do you know why there's a Mrs. Pac-Man?
They found the women were playing Pac-Man in arcades or something.
Yep.
No, there's the other part, right? There was another game that ripped off Pac-Man.
Yeah, Crazy Otto. So Pac-Man came along. Crazy Otto ripped off Pac-Man and changed some of the mechanics. They got sued. They used Crazy Otto for the basis of Mrs. Pac-Man. But the reason they called it Mrs. Pac-Man is because to appeal to women who they found were actually playing Pac-Man more than men. Now, for whatever reason, Pac-Man appealed to women more.
It reminds me of the story of Doki Doki Panic and Super Mario. Remember that? Like they made the newer Super Mario was just a reskin of that game.
Yeah. I still like Super Mario 2. Still think it's a really good game.
I mean, since the 90s.
Since the 90s. Okay.
Like Final Fantasy VII, where they had.
Oh.
Well, he's going to say they had a black guy. They had a black guy named Ben.
Oh, shit. Let's hear it.
Multiple different types of races of characters. We just did not care.
Multiple different types of races of characters.
Black guy and
just the black
Asians.
Guy. Asians, yes.
No, I mean, who was there Asians? I guess.
Well, I mean,
Are
they considered? Asian, right? Aren't they all Asian? Like,
no, I don't know. They're like, first off, it's not Earth, right?
Yeah.
So there's like Caucasian-looking characters.
Like,
black guy.
I'm thinking remake. Tifa has kind of Asian eyes.
Yeah, but in
the
original,
like an English. Yeah, she has like an English name,
He's
They-
talking
they-
about
they-
90s now, so we'll
Yeah.
have to refer to back then.
So they have
Back in the
pixel
gap.
and polygon, polygonal.
Pixel and Polygon. Yuffie was definitely Asian
Yeah,
inspired.
clearly Japanese. Yeah,
I didn't like the games when they were trying to get all polygonal. You know, keep your polygonics out of game.
Guy who likes Heelys. Anime characters are white, right? That's the question. No, in fact, they're not. They're Asian.
they're Asian.
Yeah.
They're
It's-
coded
It's the weirdest
Asian.
thing.
Yeah,
No, it's not coded. They are Asian. I mean, they take place in like Japanese schools and stuff. Like Sailor Moon is Asian.
Oh, yeah, that's
even though
true.
she looks like a white lady, right?
Yeah.
Even though she
Unless it's,
looks like what you would think a white person
think
looks like.
about
Unless
it. Right?
it's-
She's Asian.
unless it's
Live
unless
action,
it's
live action Full
JoJo.
Metal Alchemist, right? All the actors are Asian. Like all of
Yeah,
them
like
are
if it takes-
Japanese.
If it takes place, depending on what like I said, like JoJo, right? Like JoJo, especially the first one, they're all
Yeah.
English. Like they're all English guys. If you were
At
doing a
least there
live
they make
action,
it clear, right?
yeah, doing a live action JoJo, you'd have to hire a bunch of white guys to do it.
That's why the only live action they made is the one that takes place in Japan.
In Japan, yeah. Well, Egypt, but Japanese.
No, I'm saying
protagonist.
live action. There's a live action JoJo movie, and it's the one in Japan.
I know there's a live action one with Jotaro.
Oh,
I do know
They
that.
make-
but
I don't know
I
anything
think
about
everyone's,
JoJo because that's
everyone's,
for fucking losers. Anyone who watches
everyone's-
JoJo is a loser.
everyone is Japanese in the live action JoJo 3. I mean, I don't know about anime. What? Stop it. Don't force it out of me.
Yeah, either way, there's like a whole thing. There's like a whole rabbit hole you can go down as to why the characters look the way they do.
Basically,
But
blame.
they
blame
are Asian.
Basically, blame Oppenheimer. That's what I always say.
It has nothing to do with Oppenheimer.
it's like black exploitation, but Japanese.
Yeah,
That's how
anime
I-
wouldn't have existed if we never would have nuked them, or wouldn't have existed if we never would have stopped. Either way.
Yeah, it would have.
No,
Anime,
because if you would-
the roots of anime extend before World War II.
No, but the anime boom happened after the bombs dropped.
Yeah, but that has nothing like the bomb dropping or not dropping. I mean, they would have
No,
just
because
invaded America.
Well, I'm saying,
We'd
like, if
be
we
weak.
would have dropped them more, there'd be no anime because there'd be no Japan, and then the world would be free.
Someone would have made anime. Anime would exist.
No,
Someone
because
would.
anime
Korea.
wouldn't have.
Then
Anime
Korea
has.
was taking care of that.
Well, it's not anime if it's anime is Japanese. So if there's no Japan, no anime.
No, there would be anime because there'd be no Japan. Hold on. There'd be
it'd
no
be Korea,
Japan,
man.
right? We'd nuked it, but we would just call Korean animation anime, and we
Well,
would
if we
never have
would've-
known.
if we-
We would never would have known that the Japanese.
If we gave
anime
the title
anime.
anime to Korea, but we could have called something.
Yeah, we would have because there would have been no
We
Japanese
would've.
anime.
Well, it would have been
It's a canon
Koreamation.
event.
It would have been Koreamation, and we would have.
Yeah, it would have been a Koreamation that turned into anime, and we
Or
never
we
would have
could have been
known
called
about
it like
Japanimation.
could have been calling it
Nope.
like Kari
Nope.
or something. We don't know
No,
what it
it
would
would have been,
have been. Hot dog.
Anime. It would've
You
been
know,
anime.
it's a fictional scenario.
Anime
Then
would
we would-
always exist.
And we nuke. Then during the Korean War, we would have solved it then. Moved out.
The point is-
Vietnam starts making anime. We go over there. We go anywhere that anime rises. We destroy it.
Nah.
Snuff it out.
That's why it's
All right.
a canon event. See,
So back to the point, if we can find it, they're not white. They are Asian. They just look like that for reasons.
yes.
And most people still don't care because the characters were written well. It's interesting
They were written well.
how Japanese people can
Were they?
write an interesting black character that becomes beloved. He's always been beloved since
I don't know if he's always been beloved.
It's a side character. Come on.
I don't even think I beloved Barrett. He was cool.
Yeah.
Also,
He wasn't-
it's interesting. Here's the interesting part that Sturgis doesn't understand, right? Barrett, some of his, the way he talks and his attitude and stuff, that was the localization of the character.
Yes.
He thinks that was the way it was written originally. No, like some of that was localized. What he got in the 90s was the localized versions of the games. He doesn't realize that. Like they complain about localization now, But all the stuff that they're like, oh, this is beloved and this was so awesome back in the day, those were also localized.
Yeah. In the Japanese version, his personality was different.
He was introduced in the 90s with Final Fantasy VII, and he's still beloved even today with the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth games. So it's like, why are we pushing?
One guy. I love how I was like, there was all kind of diversity in the 90s.
The
Just
one
guy,
black guy.
one black guy from this one game. He was beloved. Everyone beloved him.
Everyone loved him.
I
Black
thought he was
man.
gonna be like, don't you remember Street Fighter had like an Asian guy, like all because everyone all
Yeah.
over the world, right?
Yeah.
At least go that
Contra,
route.
the Brazilian guy.
Yeah. You could go like look at all these fighting games that had all like this wide variety of characters from all over the world, right? He's just like this one guy in this one game. That's it. That's it. That's his fucking. We just one black guy for the whole 90s guys. What you get one black character.
This as the main focus of games. We should be pushing the great stories and again great characters.
No, we shouldn't, guys.
Great characters.
Also,
Stop pushing great stories and great. Let's push gameplay first.
Gameplay
should be number one.
first. Yes. I don't
And
want
the rest.
on-rails video games, walking simulators, and cutscene shit.
eh, I go story first over gameplay personally.
Stimulated says I thought he said I go gameplay. Gameplay always first.
Story
You
first.
you
for me.
could play. Do you need a story to play football? No, you don't need a great story to
No,
play
but
football. You just
I need a story.
Watch-
Need a good story. Good
Watch
story
the
to watch
cutscenes on
wrestling.
YouTube at that
I need
point.
a good story to watch wrestling.
to watch
Like-
wrestling. We're not watching. We're talking about playing. Do you need a good
know, I'm
story
just
to
saying,
play
like-
wrestling? If the wrestling game mechanics were good, but the story mode is shit, which is every fucking story mode in every wrestling game,
True.
Yeah.
right?
With universe mode, I use Chat GPT to make my own story mode, and that's really fun.
Either way, what I'm saying is gameplay should be first, because even if it has a good story, if the gameplay is shit and you never get to the good story, then it doesn't really matter, right?
No, well, I mean, like game. If it's like way like stories above it for me, and then gameplay's like right under it, but it's not like
You
it's
mean you don't
gameplay
like
so
tons of
far
dialogue?
down.
See, Grumpy's right. Gameplay over story.
Like it depends on. It's like I said, if your story, like you want gameplay up at the top, but how far below that is story? Like
it would
for
be
me,
the next one. It would be gameplay.
that's what I'm
then
saying. Like,
story.
but I'm saying like it's like yeah, I want story and I want gameplay right next to it, so it's like do them both. But I like
Gameplay, story, graphics. No, but if I had a choice, really good gameplay, okay story, or really good story, okay gameplay, I would take the really good gameplay, okay story. I can
That's
deal
how
with an
the
okay
Souls
story.
games got popular, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't see the story. You have to play through the damn thing to figure it out.
Because again, if the gameplay is so bad that I can't get through it to get me to the story, then it failed, right?
Well, I mean, I would take.
I've never played a game where the story was so bad. I'm like, I'm just gonna stop playing this. Like, if the gameplay is good and the story's shit, I'm still like, this is a shit story, but I'm having fun shooting the fucking piranhas or whatever the fuck I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So you'll still play the game, but if the gameplay is not fun, even if the story's good, like, oh, this is interesting, but the gameplay sucks, I just go to Wikipedia or fucking watch a video and see what the fuck. Give me the lore behind this game that I am not having fun playing, right?
Rather than
Like, I'll watch fucking Witcher 3 lore videos all day, every day. Try to get me to play Witcher 3. And I'm like, I don't know.
and political
Just-
nonsense
Let
like this.
me see Triss.
All this alphabet nonsense needs to just stop. You can put those types of characters in games. We just don't care or want it at the forefront of pushing the.
So you could put them in. You just don't want them at the forefront. So like they could just be in the background, just like
So like
gay
a
people.
background gay character, and then they
Then you'll complain about like two characters kissing and how like it's destroying children or something.
Yeah.
Like in Lightyear.
in like this mature game.
Yeah.
the message in people's faces. We
Oh,
just want
God.
great characters, great stories,
Critical drinker
and great
thing.
Arrow.
gameplay.
What's the message? Gay
It's-
people exist and they're not evil.
Well, you gotta
Don't put that message in my game.
It's really all gamers really need. I mean,
No, all gamers really need is a really good gameplay. Because again, go back to the origins of gaming. Was there any story for Pong? Centipede apparently had a story, but it was like in the manual. Like no one.
yeah, a
really
lot of
knew
them
it.
they had it in the manuals and stuff,
Yeah.
or on the box art.
But it's just like, here's a game played. It's fun. Spy Hunter. I don't even know what the fuck the story of Spy Hunter is, but I'll play that.
You know, you can play Spy Hunter in Gotham Knights. It's crazy. I played
Can you?
that. It was like, yeah, like they have Spy Hunter in Gotham Knights. They're like they have an arcade cabinet in the base, and you're like, hey, you can just play Spy. Then they have like high scores between the other Bat family or whatever. You just play Spy Hunter. It's crazy. I was like, I can't play that. I can't sit here and play this. Like, I want to play. These graphics suck. This gameplay sucks. I want to play the Batgirl ass simulator.
Spy Hunter is awesome.
Batgirl ass simulator.
That's all Gotham Knights is good for, man. Is playing Batgirl's ass.
Yeah, Batgirl, not Red Hood.
Just Call of Duty has lasted as long as it has.
Call of Duty lasted because of the multiplayer. It has nothing to do with
Yeah. People don't even play the campaigns for that thing.
Not all of them look great. Thank you all for.
Not all of them look great. I think all of the Call of Duties have looked to the standard of the current.
Yeah, they just upgrade what's already kind of there.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Call of Duty that was like 2 years behind. Like, oh man, this game's like got 2 years old graphics. No, it's like up to date, whatever the current standard is, right?
For checking out this video. I really do.
And no one cares. No one cares about your spiel. Is he live? He didn't go live, did he? Somehow we did it again, Wizard. We pulled it off. No content.
No content.
3.5 hour stream.
Sat on Renown for the whole time.
Yeah.
We just basically did Gabbing with Geeks preview edition. Like,
we're really good at this.
Didn't think that Tetris would need a story to be fun to play. Yeah.
True.
You're stacking boxes for the Russian, like the ration camps.
I will say that the Tenjin version is better. It has better music than the regular Nintendo version.
I've never played I've only ever played Tetris as like a little handheld, like little, like thing.
The Tetris music is fire. The Russian.
This is like classic Russian.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for another successful Frogman Friday. We got 81 people. We're not sending you anywhere. We're sending you to go have fun. Go to the bar, get a drink.
What renowned won't do. Go to a bar to get.
Yeah, do that exactly.
Guy who likes Healy's is correct. Dynasty Warriors has covered the same time period for 10 plus.
True. Yes.
20.
It's like the same game over and over.
If you count all the spin-offs and everything, right? So it's like 10 mainline Dynasty Warrior games. And then you have
Extreme Legends, and then you have Empires.
Yeah, you got the Extremes, the Empires, the spin-offs. Then if you count the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games, which is where the Dynasty Warriors split off from, that's another like 10 games. So you got like 30 to 35 games that all cover the same story and just rehash the exact same story over and over and over again. And somehow,
because of playing that, we know the Three Kingdoms era by heart, like every single event and every single person in there.
I was just so surprised when I was like, wait a minute. You mean this character is not a flaming homosexual with giant claws like in the Dynasty Warrior games? You lied to me. It's not historically accurate.
He betrayed us. SpongeBob betrayed us.
Yes, I agree. Dynasty Warriors 9 is crap.
Oh, yeah. That's where it went downhill.
Says, what the hell is going on with you, Tony? I pop in right at the end after weeks, and you are focusing on making the argument for a tweet about diversity. Yeah, it's like so bitching. Yeah, you have lost the plot. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, sir. I don't think I've made any argument for diversity.
I mean, like, if you're looking at, I'm gonna get that guy mad at me again. But diversity on its own is not an issue in any way. Like.
I always said I don't care. Do what you want. I want people who make games to make the games they want to make, and then I will choose to play the games I want to play, and that's it. I don't get mad over things existing. That's the difference between me and the grifters. I think that's when you know it's a grift.
Yeah.
It's fine to like play a game and be like, I didn't like this, or to watch a show and be like, I didn't like this. But to be mad that something simply exists, to be like, I didn't watch Star Wars, but I'm really mad that they made the main characters two black twins that maybe were the Force invented, and they like split some person in half or some, I don't know, some weird shit that's going on. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I've never watched The Bad Batch, and I don't care what happens in it, and I'm not like mad that it exists. I've never watched Star Wars, the anime shit that they did, like the cartoon.
Visions
Visions. Yeah, just like okay, that's a thing that exists that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Now
Like
I'll lay it down.
Bad Batch is a sequel to a sequel, the sequel to a show that's a sequel to another show. So it's like
Yeah.
you already have to kind of climb a mountain.
Now, if I watch something, I'll up and down criticize it, critique it, talk about it, sure. But if I didn't watch it, or if I'm like, it's not gonna be mad that it exists. I'm like, whatever. Oh dang! They split them in half. That's crazy. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Tony like Blue Beetle, which Blue Beetle's fucking good. Okay, I'm sick and tired of people with this Blue Beetle smearing. It's good. The character, I hate George Lopez. I fucking hate him. I used to like him, and then he like went all crazy. But his character in the movie is funny. I can't
watch the Lopez show, George Lopez show.
Yeah.
And Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I'm mad the song Big Willie Style exists. Yeah. I could explain it better. It's not diversity, it's the problem. It's the developer cloaking themselves in the ridiculous language that, is my personal opinion, should feel embarrassing. Well, they should feel embarrassed. I agree, Norbert. But again,
True.
if they make a game and I don't like it, I just won't play it.
We can't control others' actions. It's only our reactions we can control.
Remember, yeah, vote with your wallet, always.
I'm also mad at the song getting jiggy with it. Why would you not redirect to the biggest problem in the universe? Because they don't have it open. They haven't set their thing. A lot of the people that I would redirect you to don't have.
Nobody does. Yeah.
Jimmy was on
maybe,
earlier.
Maybe they do. Let me check.
Jimmy is on.
Jimmy's on? Oh, okay. Edit, redirect. Let me see. Actually, biggest problem does have it. Ballers has it. And Jimmy. Send you over to Jimmy. Go tell Jimmy hi.
Yeah.
Say hi, Jimmy.
He's inking right
Hopefully you're having a better day today. And we'll leave it at that. Love, peace, booty geeks. We have to.
Booty Geeks.
Yeah, I